ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for
Fox News. A briefing just held on House Majority Whip Steve Scalise, still in critical condition after being shot in the hip at baseball practice Wednesday.
It traveled directly across towards the other hip in what we call a transpelvic gunshot wound. The round fragmented and did substantial damage to bones, internal organs, and blood vessels.
The trauma chief at MedStar Washington Hospital, Dr. Jack Sava, says Scalise has had 2 rounds of surgical procedures and will still need more, but they now have the internal bleeding controlled and his vital signs have stabilized. It's likely he'll be in the hospital for weeks. President Trump scrapping President Obama's deal with Cuba.
Our policy will seek a much better deal for the Cuban people and for the United States of America.
Telling a crowd in Miami's Little Havana that he'll enforce the trade embargo and the tourism ban and restrict U.S. funding for Cuba's military. Critics say limiting travel isn't in the best interests of either country. A big deal in the grocery industry as Amazon goes shopping. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal with this live.
Lisa, Amazon says it's buying Whole Foods for $13.7 billion. Now, critics question the online giant moving into retail grocery, but Michael Pachter at Wedbush Securities says this is really about Amazon getting distribution.
They probably have 20 or fewer fulfillment centers in the U.S. that have refrigeration capability, and with this deal, they have 440 more of them.
He and others agree this will pressure traditional retailers like Kroger, Costco, and others to expand their online capabilities and food delivery services. Lisa.
Thanks, Jessica. The deal sending Whole Foods shares up more than 25% today, but other chains tumbling, including Kroger, Target, and Walmart. And at the closing bell on Wall Street, the Dow up 23 points. Fox News, fair and balanced.
If you run your own business, when you're not on the job, you're on the road. In your van. Signs that say detour and do not enter are just plain bad for business. Well, here's a sign that's great for business. It says 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance on Mercedes-Benz Sprinter or Metris vans. Powerful, capable, and affordable. That's Mercedes-Benz Van Power. With pioneering safety technologies and low total cost of ownership, Mercedes-Benz vans are the right choice for your business. Check out the full lineup of Mercedes-Benz vans starting at just $25,995. 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance. That's van power for all. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris worker cargo van. Excludes all options, taxes, title registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Please see your dealer or go to mvvans.com for further details and exclusions.
Trump confirming in an early morning tweet he is under investigation in the Russia probe after reports of possible obstruction of justice is now a focus. The president also began calling the investigation a witch hunt, writing that he's being investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told him to fire the FBI director, a reference to Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein.
And at the same time that the president is tweeting about this, there now comes speculation, or at least some reports, that Rosenstein may be the next person to recuse himself in the Russia investigation. The Department of Justice is pushing back hard against that, saying that he would consider doing that maybe if the investigation turned its attention toward him, but there's no consideration of that right now.
Fox's John Roberts at the White House. The business dealings of the president's son-in-law and advisor, Jared Kushner, also said to be under investigation now. The New York Times is suing the FBI, trying to get fired Chief James Comey's memos about his conversations with the president. The U.S. Defense Chief still reviewing troop levels in a crucial area.
The Pentagon says no decisions have been made yet about troop numbers for Afghanistan, despite reports this week that 4,000 more troops would be deployed to join the 8,400 already there. This week, President Trump gave Defense Secretary Jim Mattis the authority to decide on troop levels for Afghanistan. Mattis has said a new strategy to fight the resurgent Taliban will be finalized by mid-July. But it's widely expected the plan will include another 3,000 to 5,000 U.S. troops. In Washington, Malini Wilkes, Fox News.
Late word in Minnesota that a police officer has just been acquitted of manslaughter, not guilty on all counts, in the fatal shooting of a black motorist. The officer had said that he saw a gun and the man's hand on the gun before shooting. And again, that officer has just been acquitted on all counts in Minnesota. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News Radio.
Yeah, I'm wearing my headphones like Carp.
I don't know how he keeps them on.
I don't either. I'm going to try it.
Like, my ears don't work that way.
Same here. Mine are barely big enough to hold.
And then he takes them off half the time?
Yeah.
And he can't hear what's going over the air?
I don't. Carp
That freaks me out.
I talked to him today, actually. I had to call him about running an ad, on our stations and everything, and I forgot he wasn't here. So he's like, well, I'm actually in a liquor store in Louisville getting ready for the U2. I'm like, oh, crap, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
5 U2 concerts, 18 Dave shows. Here's your ESPN Radio 3-day forecast brought to you by Chief Bauer. Trust the experts at Chief Bauer Service Experts to keep you cool all summer long. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit them online at chiefbauer.com. Could get some thunderstorms tonight around 10, 11 o'clock. Just a slight chance, a low of 70. Saturday, thunderstorms possible, high 89, low of 70. Sunday, cloudy, high 84, low of 61. Right now, 89 in Champaign-Urbana.
All right, it's the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lonte, Jeremy Warner. I said uh-oh on the weather because I told you before I came on, we're going to be doing that pedal around Champaign. Nothing like exercising to drink beer, essentially, is what we're doing tonight.
Breaking even, right?
Yeah, my buddy Corey Witt's having a birthday, so we're going to go down and do that, and I'm looking forward to it.
So you'd rather do that than sit in a bar comfortably drinking beer.
It's one of those things that I think I sat there going, well, at least I could say I did it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I think it's like, well, I did it. Yeah. And here they are, like, taking my money at this pedal thing going, thanks, we got another sucker. Because you bring your own beer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you bring your own beer, and then they have
might
a bartender.
Be smarter to actually have a bartender there and selling their own stuff, but I'm sure liquor license and stuff is hard. I can promise you their insurance is a lot cheaper since they don't provide their own beer. There's no doubt about that. But it should be a lot of fun. And so notice to all you Uber drivers out there, you might get Lonte tonight coming back to Philo. Hey, Ken, our program director does some Uber.
I need to talk to Ken, see if he can pick me up.
Well, I will only be here for an hour. I'm doing the Lonte thing. I'm going to be here an hour. I'm going to ditch you because Illinois football has a recruiting camp tonight, Friday Night Lights, to have some intriguing prospects. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. I think it's time to catch up on Illinois football, not only just recruiting, but the season's not that far away. The freshmen have reported. I've heard some really positive things about those freshmen so far. So
that's good to hear.
It's a little bit different looking of a class, but also next season's expectations. Because Vegas does not have very high expectations for this Illini.
And I found out last year that Vegas really knows what they're talking about. And when I say that, I did not spend any money. I just could not believe they only had Illinois at like 3 wins.
Yeah, 3.5.
And 3.5. And of course, that's basically what happened.
I'm looking forward to this. I suggested this to you and Harry because you guys are big NHL fans. And I kind of want to listen to this, is you and Harry breaking down the 5 top NHL offseason storylines.
I love it.
Because we haven't talked much NHL offseason, but it's starting, and it's unique offseason this time.
It is, because it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you've got the Penguins over here. Are they going to turn into a dynasty? They're not going anywhere soon. And, of course, Nashville made that little run. You've got the Blackhawks, who have been knocked out in the first round 2 straight years. What do the Blues do? They need help in the expansion draft, essentially somebody to take salary away. So it's going to be fun to chat hockey.
We also will hear Harry Black's Would You Rather
I can't wait
in the 4 o'clock hour. And you're going to talk with Drew Dickinson, Illini pitching coach.
He's fired up.
You mentioned the word dynasty. I'm trying to think, what is the minimum to be a dynasty?
That's a good question.
Like the Lakers of the early 2000s, who made 4 straight finals, won 3 straight. Is that a dynasty?
I think, to me, 3 straight would be a dynasty.
I think that's true.
I mean,
is it the same for every sport?
Right? That's
in the
a great
NHL,
question.
Say the Blackhawks, they won 3 of 5. Is that a dynasty?
That is to me.
If the Penguins win another one in the next 2-3 years.
I think so.
Okay.
I think they're the team that dominated that little small era.
Are the Atlanta Braves of the 90s and early 2000s, is that a dynasty?
Great question. That is a great question because they won one World Series.
Yeah.
I think that would be considered, do you have to win the championship?
I think that's a divisional dynasty.
Right. I was going to say,
I think you got to win multiple championships.
I mean, like the San Francisco Giants, they won 3 out of 5 years?
Yeah. Is that a dynasty? I mean, they missed the playoffs the other 2 years.
That's the weird part. To me, I think a dynasty means you win it in consecutive order. Like in other words, winning one not, then winning one not. I don't know that means you're a dynasty.
Well, how about, the Patriots are a dynasty, right? Mm-hmm. And they've done it for 17 years now.
Wow.
But they've won back-to-back, once?
Yeah, that's true. But they've won multiple, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess if you go multiple and go back-to-back, I don't know. We're kind of, I guess in our own way, we're spelling out what a dynasty is.
Like if the Warriors win, San Antonio Spurs. Is that a dynasty?
How many did they win in?
5 and 15 or 14 years.
Man.
I think that's a dynasty.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Because they're getting to the Western Conference Finals so many times.
Yeah.
They're always winning 50, 60 games.
Basically, you're considered the best team in your sport.
Over that period.
Over that period of time.
Because the Lakers had their run, but then the Spurs were the team that was consistently winning the most championships.
But I think winning the championship has to mean something, right? Yeah. I mean, in other words, and I'm talking back to the Braves here.
So can you have multiple dynasties at the same time?
That's a good question.
Like the Warriors-Cavs in basketball right now.
Warriors-Cavs and like even the Hawks and Penguins of the last decade. Would you consider both of those a dynasty? That's a good question, and I don't know. I know I'm supposed to provide answers here, but those are tough questions.
Just a random. You mentioned a word, and I just thought of what's the
dynasty.
Definition of that.
That is interesting.
I mean, what do the Warriors? If the Warriors win one more,
I think
do we qualify that as a dynasty?
I think if I had to spell it out, if you're making me like right now, Lon, you've got to say it. I think if you win 3 straight in your sport, 3 straight championships, then I think you're a dynasty.
What if it is 3 or 4?
Then. No, because obviously somebody was better than you one year.
But it's 1 year.
I know, but I just, to me, you're complete dominating.
So you're saying the Patriots aren't a dynasty?
Yeah, this is hard. This is really
you're saying
hard.
The Giants aren't a dynasty? You're saying the Blackhawks weren't?
The Giants is a weird one because they didn't even make the playoffs. Now, that's weird to me.
And now they're bad again, right?
And now they're bad again. Yeah, they know. I mean, hey, they do it right, I guess.
It's just random.
Yeah, but you can't say that New England's not a dynasty, right? So, yeah. No, that's tough.
It's very subjective, right? I'm just trying to see if we have any rules
tough,
for that.
Though. I don't think that I've ever... The word dynasty to me has always been interesting.
Yeah.
And really, I don't know that I ever took... I know
because, I mean, the literal term is like... The Ming Dynasty in China.
Yeah, right.
How long did they rule? It was like 300 years.
I was going to say.
That's absolute domination.
Those are centuries.
I don't know about the Ming Dynasty at all. I just know the name Ming Dynasty. So, excuse me about the years.
That would be a dynasty.
That's a heck of a dynasty.
Yes, it is. But I had never, in sports terms, I knew what a dynasty was. I'm sure we talked about it when I was young. I had never really put much consideration into it until you and I started doing the show. And you mentioned the one day, you're like, I love dynasties. I think they're great for sports.
Yes.
And I had never really thought about it, and I was like, well, wait a minute.
I think Warriors are great for the NBA.
And I'm the ultimate underdog guy, right?
So, I hated the Lakers.
Right.
In 2000s Lakers, I wanted somebody to beat them.
Exactly.
Right.
And then I worry.
But that gets you into the sport a little bit more.
It does. And then I wonder, looking ahead at Golden State, if they end up winning the next 2, let's say, or even 3, dare you say, then I would sit there and say, I think to me, obviously they'd be a dynasty, but to me, I'm not sure that would make me more of an NBA fan. I really don't.
Which is weird because it felt like, I think the Warriors are more like the 90s Bulls. The Yankees, unless you're a Yankees fan, you didn't like the Yankees.
No, not at all.
I think those early 2000s Lakers, though entertaining with Kobe and Shaq, 2 of the greatest players of all time, I think people wanted them to lose. I was a huge Sacramento Kings fan at that time because I wanted them to beat them. And then when Detroit finally did it, I was like, okay, the rest of the league has a chance here.
Right.
I think the Warriors will get to that point. I do think the Bulls are to that point, but I think people liked the Bulls. I think they liked Michael Jordan. I think they like the Golden State Warriors.
I agree.
Even if some disagree with Kevin Durant, I think most people like Steph Curry, and I think they like that team.
Without a doubt. And we just had a texter, Andrew just said, so no one's a dynasty.
By Lon's definition.
Basically, because you know what? That one hit me out of nowhere, and I don't know. It's hard.
There is none.
I think if you're good for if you're that good for a run of 4 or 5 years.
I find the Braves the most interesting one.
That is, though.
Because, they won 14 straight divisional titles.
Wow.
Went to what? 2 World Series only?
I think 2 and 1-1. And that may be when it's all said and done in my life, and I hope it's another 30 or so years, that may be one of the weirdest stretches I've ever seen. Is the team that was that good, dominant.
Bobby Cox just unclutched.
You know what? Was Don Zimmer part of that?
I don't know.
I think he was.
The Maddox is kind of Kershaw-like in the playoffs, right?
Maddox, Smoltz.
Smoltz was great in the playoffs.
Of course, you always laugh because I go right to Steve Avery.
Right.
I go right to Steve Avery when we mention Braves of the old.
Kent Mercker.
He was solid.
Chipper
man.
Jones, a big part of that. Andrew Jones, one of the players we don't talk about enough.
Unbelievable.
I didn't think we'd have Andrew Jones in our first segment.
How about that?
Yeah, I like that. But I do want to bring up this because we thought the Cubs could be at the start of a dynasty, and they obviously still have a chance to do that. But they are still trailing in the NL Central to a team that the Cardinals couldn't take care of in their 4-game series. Is it time to start taking the Milwaukee Brewers seriously?
I am now taking the Brewers seriously. And I'll be honest, this entire time I just kept waiting for them to say, all right.
I agree with you. I have too.
That, at some point they're going to kind of say, we're the Brewers and we're going to go back down. And they've got the young talent. We understand this. They've got talent. And this is a team that is on the rise, not on the rise like the Cubs are, but certainly a team that can be around and make some noise in the next few years. And if you're the Cardinals now, you're sitting there going, all right, now we've got them to worry about. Mm-hmm. When you thought it was the Pirates and Cubs for a while, now the Pirates have down, and now you look at it and you say, you know what, the Brewers, now I'm not 100% saying.
Pirates are only a half game back at your Cardinals.
Well, I mean, that's not saying much.
That's true.
Unfortunately, that's not saying much. But yeah, I think, listen, the Brewers, they've got a lineup that is solid. And Thames, if he continues to do what he does. Now, this might also speak to how stinky the Cardinals are with regards to the fact they can't win at home. You saw my tweet last night. You can't win at home. You can't win close games. I mean,
and you even threw a presidential sad in there.
I did.
I love that.
I did. I was like, just hashtag sad. I mean, they're pathetic. No, it was pathetic. I'm like, that's just I was like, we're watching pathetic baseball. It's not fun. It's not fun.
You've found so many ways to lose.
Yes, and we'll get back to the Brewers. I am not, and I've told you, and I think you understand this and respect it, I am fine with the Cardinals not being great for a couple of years because I understand what that run was like for the last 12 decade, whatever.
Yeah.
Not 12 decades, but 12 years or a decade. I understand how great that was. I had never seen that in my life to that point. So I understand it. I loved every second of it. When you knew every October you were going to be watching baseball, there's something to be said for that every year. And now all of a sudden that they're not very good, I'm not one of those fans that's just going to sit there and start ripping on the organization or ripping on the manager or ripping on the GM because I think the Cardinals should win every year I'm alive. I mean, I understand. I mean, at some point you have to step back and say, all right, it's sports.
We're due.
Even New England doesn't win every year. So it's one of those, well, although they do kind of, but it's one of those situations I look at that. But yet on the flip side of that, I don't want to watch crappy baseball. I mean, if you're just not good enough to win, that's one thing. If you're just not very good, but for them to just have base running errors all the time, for defensive, one night it's Rosenthal, one night it's O, one night Leak can't get it done, one night Lynn can't last more than 5. It's just, after a while, you're just like, this is just kind of not a very good team.
I mean, it should be a team that's record is flipped, right?
I would agree.
35-30.
Yeah.
Sounds about right for the Cardinals.
I mean, it's just frustrating. It's just a frustrating team.
Yeah, but Major League Baseball right now, I mean, Milwaukee Brewers and the Minnesota Twins atop these central divisions are really big surprises. Colorado Rockies ahead in the West right now, but it is time to start taking Milwaukee
I agree.
A little seriously because they got a lineup, and Eric Thames obviously busted out of his cold streak. He was sick for a little bit. I think MLB adjusted to him. Now he's made that adjustment back. You put him in the middle of that lineup along with Ryan Braun, and Braun's been hurt.
Well, that's the thing. They did this without Braun.
They got hitting.
Yes, they do.
It's just when does that pitching come back down to earth? I mean, are these pitchers like Chase Anderson legit?
That's the thing.
But Travis Shaw was a great addition. The young outfield of Keon Broxton, who just crushed that ball. Domingo Santana's really talented. They just called up Lewis Brinson, who's a top prospect they acquired from the Texas Rangers. That's a team that's young and talented, getting better. But is this rotation of Junior Guerra, Chase Anderson, Jimmy Nelson's a nice pitcher, Zach Davies and Matt Garza, is that a legit playoff rotation?
That's sick on the back end with Matt Garza. I mean, he's not good at all, right? And so
he's having a solid year.
He's having a decent year, but that guy, come on, he's out, right? He's out with his stuff. That's the thing that worries you. And I'm sorry, but I've seen it too often that teams that don't have a really, really solid staff are the teams that fade in the second half. And I think that's what's going to happen to the Brewers. However, I'm starting to take them a lot more serious.
What do you do if you're the Brewers?
I don't know.
I mean, at the deadline,
I stand pat, I think.
If I add something, it'd be a rental pitcher that doesn't cost that much.
Right.
So we're talking about adding a Derek Holland or whatever it is, but I don't think those guys are upgrades.
No, I don't either.
Over what they have.
I don't either.
Maybe a bullpen piece.
I'm not going all in if you're the Brewers. They've done that before and failed with the lefty.
Yeah.
And it's one of those situations where I
Grinke and Sabathia.
That's it. Yeah, and Grinke. I forgot about that.
When they had Prince and Braun.
So they've done that before. It didn't work. Ricky Weeks, man. That guy, there wasn't a second baseman to beat us more, I don't think.
Great core.
Yes, it was. I mean, it's amazing. Well, but they had a lot of success, too.
They did.
They did have a lot of success. They won a lot of games. But I think if I'm Milwaukee, I'm just kind of staying put. Let's see what the Cubs do. But the longer that this drags out now, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the Brewers organization.
So what do the Cardinals do?
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about, I'm in favor of trading Lance Lynn for a long-term bat, if you can find that. If not, okay, let him go.
Yep.
You go to free agency, maybe you sign him, maybe you just get the comp pick for him. But do you start thinking of dealing other pieces, and what would those pieces be?
Well, I think and this isn't a reaction to last night.
Right.
I think is on the board. I assume Rosie would be on the board.
I agree.
I mean, you have to throw those guys out there. I don't know.
Brett Cecil, if anybody wants.
Oh, my goodness. Please. A guy
would you deal Harrison Bader just to get rid of Cecil's contract?
Oh.
You're thinking about it.
Because then it'd be a double whammy. You know, it's like, not only get Cecil, but like Kevin Segrist, he hasn't been good this year, but he's interesting because he throws hard from the left side. And you would think maybe there's another team that thinks, all right, we can get a hold of him and make him work, and he could really help us from the left side.
You don't think of Matt Carpenter?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. It'd be interesting to see what people would want for him.
What people would offer for him?
Yeah, what they would offer for a guy like Matt Carpenter, but
he's a heck of a player.
Yes, he is. But I do not want Matt Carpenter gone. I know a lot of people would love that,
which is weird to me.
It is.
But Matt Carpenter and Dexter Fowler are starting to get it going. First and second. That's the thing. The offense. Jose Martinez has been good. You go to the AL, so Tommy Pham will be in the lineup the next couple days. That offense is starting to get going, and the good thing is you have Carlos Martinez on the hill against the Orioles tonight.
You know what I just thought of this with Matt Carpenter. You know where people would start to appreciate him more is when you're good.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you went out this offseason and you got that number 4 hitter, and yet you got rid of Carpenter, then next year you'd be sitting there going, well, if we had Carp right there, I mean, that's the problem, is that we don't appreciate what he does.
Right. Well, he's not what you need, which is a 3-hole guy, but without him, that 3-hole guy is not going to do much damage, right?
Carp kind of fell on the heels of what a run you just had, right? He's kind of the guy now on a team that's not having that run. Now, he was part of some, but you don't have your Pujols, you don't have Berkman, you don't have Beltran, and now all of a sudden Carpenter's your main guy and you're not winning. So a lot of times people look at that guy and say, all right, he's the problem. He's not the problem.
Ever since he's put in that leadoff hole, he is tearing it up.
Oh.
I can't add it all together right now, but I'm just looking at this 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 1 for 4, 4 for 8, 2 for 3, 2 for 4.
Does that mean he's
3 homers, a bunch of RBI?
Is he not a professional hitter? Because he can't hit in the 3-hole, but he can in the 1. I'm kidding when I say that. I don't understand the mindset of that.
I don't think he does.
I just don't understand it.
I don't know why it happens. I don't know if it's just the guy is on a hot streak now that he's in.
Maybe that's the case.
Because he was in a cold streak earlier. He was doing well earlier this year. Maybe this was just a hot streak, but he's done better in his career in that leadoff.
That'd be a great question to ask Drew Dickinson today. Yep. How much different do you pitch a leadoff guy compared to a number 3 guy? Now, there's some obvious things there, because you'd think a number 3 guy could hit for power. But if I use Matt Carpenter in that situation, Drew, if I let off Matt Carpenter today and tomorrow batted him 3rd, are you pitching him any different today than you do tomorrow?
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good question.
Yeah, we'll talk to Drew about that. Carlos Martinez, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We
should probably think of this. Where's he rank among starting pitchers in baseball?
Ooh.
I think he's starting to crack that.
He is.
Top 10 group.
I think he is starting to prove to me that he can handle the number 1 role.
And a lot of people, and this is getting to the Kershaw conversation as well, what will he do in the postseason?
Right.
But for me, I saw somebody debating this the other day. Who do you go number 1 in the playoffs if you get there? Like, who do you go in the wild card game
with the Cardinals?
Wainwright or Martinez?
Oh, it's not even.
Martinez just the better pitcher.
Absolutely, that I wouldn't even hesitate.
So we can talk about clutch, and I get it. The playoffs, Wainwright's done it.
He has,
but at some point,
yes,
Martinez has the stuff. He's having the best year of his career so far.
Yep.
He's in that ace category.
Yes,
whether Cardinals fans think it or not, he's one of the top probably 12 pitchers in the game.
The thing I wanted to see from him this year is, can you handle that role of a number one guy? And there's a little bit difference to that in terms of this. You're the guy that is counted on to stop a streak, a bad streak. If you've lost 3 in a row, guess what? Your ace is on the hill. He's going to go out, take care of things, get us back moving in the right direction. Carlos showed some holes early where he had some bad, and I wondered to myself, is he that guy? Can he handle? And he's still so young.
His last month,
it's been unreal.
39 and 2/3 innings. He's only got 2 wins because the Cardinals.
Wow.
1.82 ERA, 0.73 WHIP. 9.5.
Nobody is getting on base.
9.53 strikeouts per 9.
Unreal.
That's ridiculous.
It is. It's unreal.
He's in that top 5 Cy Young voting category right now.
And it proves once and for all that we are correct as fans, that you can't go crazy with braids and stuff like that. Get your hair normal the Cardinal way and go out and win games.
It's like Carp's got a bat leadoff.
That's exactly right.
The hair changed everything.
And Rizzo, we get to see it tonight if he's going to go 3 for 3 with
leadoff home run.
I assume he's batting leadoff.
He is. That came out.
If Madden would have switched that around, I think Cubs fans everywhere would have been pitchforked up to Chicago.
If you want to weigh in, you can call us on the Jupiter's The Crossing phone line or text the Cheap Hour text line at 359-2255. That's 217-359-2255. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Tay and J Show. I tweet at J Warner Scout.
At Lonte, ESPN. See you.
Download the WSJK app. You can watch us live on YouTube. Just search Tay and J Show. Get our podcast at ESPNCU.com or find us on iTunes, powered by GTPS Insurance.
I look so bad doing that.
You and Harry just did the arrow.
Yes.
Towards the
He finally told me how to do the, like, you got to do like a circle.
Got to roll it first?
I didn't know you had to do that.
Oh, you have to tie the bow into the arrow. Or the arrow into the bow string.
Bow hunters everywhere are like, no, you don't.
I don't. I'm talking about.
No, you really don't.
Also, Nathan DeHaan, and is it David Morrow over there?
Yes.
Okay.
It is, I think. I don't know. I don't know our
Who's
interns.
over here? Who? Trevor Valise.
It's Trevor Valise. My bad. I honestly don't know these. I know them. I know them as I look at them, but I forget their names.
No, Lon, you got to be the star and go, I don't care who it is.
I don't care
if
care. Trevor or David is here.
Whatever.
Are here.
Go get me coffee.
It is the Tay and J Show.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
During warm weather, you need your AC to keep you cool. See your Champagne CarX man right now for an air conditioning performance check starting at $29.99. At CarX Tire and Auto, we can handle everything your car needs from maintenance to repair, and we'll get your air conditioning running perfectly just in time for summer. So don't sweat it. See your CarX man at any of our 3 Champagne locations for a $29.99 air conditioning performance check. All your car needs is CarX Tire and Auto.
Don't worry, call the CarX man.
Winning can be fun, and we love giving away free stuff, but we want to make sure it's fair for everyone. So here are the rules when competing to win on ESPN 93.5. No purchase necessary. Prize must be collected within 30 days during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 2702 Boulder in Urbana. ESPN Radio assumes no liability due to circumstances beyond our control, and any prize may be substituted with a prize of equal or greater value. Winners are liable for any taxes, tips, or other miscellaneous charges associated with the prize. All contestants must have a valid ID and social security number. Our judges' decisions are final and reserve the right to end any contest at any time for any reason without notice. In the event that a contestant is found to be ineligible for a prize, said prize will not be awarded. And if you win, we reserve the right to use your likeness or voice on the radio or online, and any winners must wait 30 days to win again. Get a complete list of rules and more information on any contest on ESPN Radio at ESPNCU.com. Those are the rules, and good luck from ESPN 93.5.
Hey, it's Stephanie Pratt with Coldwell Banker, the real estate group, your realtor that rocks the real estate market. I so love to cook and smoke. Meats, that is. I want you to be a rock and cook too, so I'm going to hook one lucky winner up with a master-built smokehouse smoker. Just listen for Stevie J in the morning and Tay and J in the afternoon to tell you the text. When they do, text a keyword to 359-2255 and you'll be entered to win. And let me rock your summer parties in a new home. Go to StephaniePrattHomes.com to contact me today. And for information on the smoker giveaway, go to ESPNCU.com. ESPNCU.com.
Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
It's our trip to Wrigley Field, Chicago. You can join us Wednesday, July 5th. The Cubs take on Tampa Bay at 1:20. You can see the world champion Chicago Cubs, and the rooftop tickets include all your food and beverage. Pay online at ESPNCU.com or stop by our studios Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 2702 South Boulder in Urbana. Again, join us July 5th, Cubs rooftop trip, ESPNCU.com for details. Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
It's that time of year again when the weather warms up and people are looking to get into shape for the summer. The Mettler Center in Champaign can help. They have a philosophy of whole life fitness, building your mind, body, and soul on. We've been in there.
Yes,
we have. Group classes, which you love, personal training, which always nice to get a little bit more motivation. The nutritionist aspect of it, that's the biggest part of getting into shape.
She blew my mind about how bad I eat.
How weight loss programs, massage therapy, and more. Mettler Center can formulate a fitness plan that's best for you and get you into great summer shape. Stop in at the Mettler Center. It's 2906 Crossing Court at the corner of Windsor and Duncan in Champaign, or visit MettlerCenter.com.
Was it Thai boxing?
Yeah, we did that.
Yes.
That's a workout.
Oh, my, that dude. I just remember him. I remember him just sitting there going, all right, you got another 5 minutes in you. I'm like, dude, I can't even I can't lift my arms. And he's like, well, you got another 5. And I'm like, come on. Yeah. They push you, and that's what I loved about it. Yeah. It's easy to give up on your own. They push you. I love that.
All right, so we're not going to talk Illini basketball, but is John Gross ready? We're going to talk a little Illinois football. We're just...
Next question.
He is.
Okay.
Harry
got him on the line.
He did.
We're 2.5 months away from opening kickoff. We're like 76 days away.
Which is cool in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, I love, the feel. Man, can you imagine if they ever won like 4 straight years? Can you imagine that, though? I mean, because the feel even now, even going into a season where they're so young and you're probably not going to win a lot of games, I'll still get so excited when Illinois football comes around. It's just that feel you have about tailgating and everything. So here we go. It's time for next question. Jeremy, I'll start it. Illinois football is hosting a Friday Night Lights event, their biggest on-campus camp. Should we be on commit watch? And that's tonight.
Yeah, there's some intriguing visitors and prospects here. The biggest one is Jordan Slaughter. He's an offensive lineman out of Belleville-Altoff. One source told me he's Vidarian Lowe 2.0.
Holy cow.
Not as tall, but during the season he was pretty heavy. He was about 350 pounds, has trimmed down to about 309. They didn't love his tape, but when Nathan Shieldhouse, who was on the road when Hardy Nickerson was on the sideline because of his appendectomy, Shieldhouse went down and saw Slaughter, and he lost weight, looked great, so they got him at their St. Louis camp. Looked awesome.
Really?
So they offered him, and he's visiting today. Illinois' only Power 5 offer, but this is a kid that, Vidarian Lowe was only Power 5 offer at the time, and that was a really solid get for Illinois. They have a big need on the offensive line. I think if the visit goes well, I think Illinois could get this kid today.
Okay, that'd be huge.
Which would be nice. You get another offensive lineman, in-stater, that you can keep in your program and build up the trenches.
I'm not getting greedy, but would he be about the only one you'd probably expect might commit?
This weekend, because a lot of these other prospects are trying to get that offer. And, there's some kids like Marcellus Johnson out of Normal Community, another offensive lineman who, unlike Slaughter, was thin during the season, about 245, 235. He's gained a lot of strength over the offseason, so his tape wasn't as great, but he's had a great offseason. His dad played in FBS football, also played in the NFL and CFL, so he's really helped that process. And another local kid that's had a really good camp season, and if he impresses, he could probably get an offer today.
Can I ask you...
next question.
I got another one. If we start getting a lot of local kids, should I panic as an Illini fan?
Why?
I don't know.
Because this Jordan Slaughter kid's a 3-star.
Okay.
Marcellus Johnson, a 3-star.
That is such a horrible question to ask.
But haven't we talked about building up in-state?
Yes.
And getting in-state kids, building it with that.
And why couldn't you have? Danville's produced a ton of good talent.
Right. Danville has Julian Pearl, Peoria, and the Big 12, and we'll talk about it here later on.
Yes,
I got a question for that. This Big 12 conference is producing some talent.
They are.
And when you have some Power 5 talent in the area, Illinois needs to get it.
Okay.
Because we know, and we'll talk about this here in a second, the Chicago prospects, they're not showing Illinois as much.
No, they're not.
Right?
Okay.
So if you have Power 5 talent around your area in Central Illinois, you got to get it.
Why not?
Go
get
it. Yeah.
Next question.
All right, I got another one for you, and you guys may have addressed this when I was gone one day, but Luke Ford from Carterville decided to reopen his recruitment. He went, of course, he loved Illinois.
Yeah.
Loved Illinois. Then he decided to commit it to Arkansas, and now he's opened it back up.
Which is the least surprising thing to me.
Is it? Okay, so what do I take from that as an Illini fan? Make me feel good it's Friday, Jeremy. Go.
All right, Luke Ford.
Yes.
Who
is a freak.
He's probably the best tight end in the country. Out of Carterville, Illinois.
I love it. I used to live in Carterville.
He looks like, he plays like Gronk.
Yes.
He's an incredible athlete. He's 6'6", 250, strong, physical, fast. He's everything you're looking for in a tight end.
Right.
Illinois hosted him, did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Luke told me he thought about committing on the visit. But then he went to Arkansas, fell in love with that.
Okay.
Arkansas has great facilities. They've had 2 John Mackey Award winners, which is the top tight end in the country.
Yes.
Only program to ever have that.
Okay.
And he committed on the spot there. But Alabama kept calling. Michigan kept calling.
Okay.
Ohio State kept calling. LSU kept calling.
Wow.
Now Texas is offered. Oregon is offered. Cal is offered. Any program that he wants, he can go to.
Did the Salukis offer?
They did.
Okay.
They were the first offer. And he really likes Nick Hill.
Does he really?
Yeah,
That's
the head coach
awesome.
down there.
Okay.
He really likes Nick Hill. He's not going to Southern.
No,
anymore.
he's not going to Southern.
I was told Illinois is back in it.
Okay.
But come on.
I'm not holding my breath.
Alabama, Florida, Georgia, all these programs. He can go anywhere he wants in the country.
Yeah.
And I think if Illinois were 2 years down the road, had made a bowl game, have a new facility, have shown that they use the tight end, Luke Ford might be here.
That's a great call on all of that.
But he wants to go somewhere just like Houston Griffith.
Okay.
Where they have the best facilities, the best coaches, the most proven track record.
Makes sense.
And get him to the NFL.
Those old Carterville Lions
Next
down there.
question.
All right, which prospects are most important during the next few months?
A couple kids out of Chicago Marist are getting really close to a decision. Gavin McCabe, a defensive lineman that Illinois offered during the spring, and tight end TJ Ivey. I don't love where Illinois is with either of those kids.
Really?
Chicago Marist has not been very kind to Illinois, or Illinois and Marist haven't had a really good connection down there.
Oh, boy.
The most important guys for me, Vertus Brown. We've talked so much about him. Defensive lineman that Illinois is recruiting him as a defensive lineman.
He's at IMG Academy.
IMG Academy. He's home for the summer. He's from Chicago, Mount Carmel. Illinois has been in on him a long time, have a great relationship. And unlike a lot of these other kids, I didn't think Houston Griffith was going to come here. Didn't think Luke Ford was going to come here. But Vertus is a little different. I thought Ayodele Adeoye was a little different. He didn't end up being. Illinois was in his top 2 with Texas. He went to Texas, and that just beat it out for Illinois. Another kid that I'm really interested in is Dallas Craddieth, a safety out of St. Louis, 3-star prospect, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri. That's a battle that Illinois can win.
Okay.
They've shown him a lot of love. Iowa has kind of been known as the leader, but I think Illinois and Thad Ward are doing well there.
Okay.
That would be a nice prospect out of St. Louis. I think he's a top 40 safety in the country. That kind of would make a statement down in St. Louis after getting Larry Boyd, to get a guy like Dallas Craddieth, who's got some other big Power 5 offers.
Okay.
That's what Illinois needs over the summers to win a battle.
Yes.
Right now they're getting kids they should get.
Yeah.
Kids who are camping, kids like Vidarian Lowe, Cam Thomas last year. Grant Taylor is a good get. Some of these other kids are good foundation recruits that you need to get, but they don't have many Power 5 interests or Power 5 offers at this point. They need to win a battle right now to kind of get some momentum going.
Next question.
Do we give Lovie Smith a pass if he does so well last year and not as well this year?
With football recruiting, let's wait 3 years to see where it is.
Right, that's true. It's almost like it feels like. Now, this could totally change. There's a lot of time.
It would be concerning.
Okay.
It would be concerning if you don't have a great class, but you just got to find your fits.
Right.
I mean, you can sign a bunch of 3-star prospects and have a great recruiting class at the end of the day, but you still need talent.
Yes, you do.
And right now, Illinois hasn't gotten commitments from prospects that other schools have shown that they really, really want.
It does almost feel like if this year continues like it is, it almost feels like this year should have been last year, and last year's class should have been this year.
Yes.
That's the weird part about
this has started off more like classes that Illinois has had in the past.
Yeah, right.
which there's been some decent ones, but you need to start winning some bigger battles at some point. They also need to win some football games.
No doubt.
It comes down to the chicken or the egg.
Right.
Some believe you got to bring the egg first. Some people think, the chicken comes first.
Maybe the lure of Lovey really worked last year, but now that you've seen the on-field product, now people are like, all right, it's still Lovey. It's almost like the shine is a little bit off.
Lovey gets you into battles.
Okay.
I don't think Illinois has surrounded Lovey with enough, and I don't think Lovey's surrounded himself with enough. He still needs the facilities.
Yes.
That is a huge part.
Yes.
Now, they are going to have that in 2019, and they're going to renovate the indoor facility, basically, is what it's going to be, and they'll renovate the horseshoe as well. But it won't, all the football facility will basically be in the indoor facility now. That'll be a big help. But Lovey, I think, also needs to tweak his staff a little bit.
Fair enough.
Add some more recruiters that are proven.
Fair enough.
Next question.
All right, Illinois, as mentioned earlier, they've got commits from two Big 12 prospects, Corin Taylor and Julian Pearl. Any other local prospects to watch? I asked you the question, should I be concerned by that? Yeah. Let's move on from that. Are there any other local prospects to watch?
Marcellus Johnson out of Normal Community is definitely one to watch. 6'4", 6'5", 265, 270 pounds, really good athletic offensive lineman. Okay. They need a lot of offensive linemen. He fits what they kind of want. He's going to camp today, but I think if he does well, he should get an offer, and Illinois would obviously go to the top of the leaderboard there. Marcus Cox out of Peoria.
Okay.
He tore his ACL in the offseason, but he's 6'6", 300 and something pounds. Another offensive lineman, but he's got to show that he's healthy.
Okay.
I think he's going to have to show it on the field that knee is okay. Also, another kid out of Danville, Caleb Griffin, a kicker.
Oh, the kicker.
Yeah, he's a kicker. He's a 4-star athlete, or he's a 4-sport athlete.
Wow.
At Danville. Plays soccer, a heck of a soccer player, good basketball player,
Sweet.
Good baseball player.
Good for him.
And he kicks. So he camped for Illinois twice the past week. They love him. Illinois loves them. I don't know if they're going to spend a scholarship on a kicker.
Got it.
So they would have to win a preferred walk-on spot. He doesn't have any offers yet.
Okay.
But if a MAC school offers, I think he could get a scholarship in his second year.
Fair enough.
And I think he told me his family has the ability to pay for a year of college.
Okay.
And Illinois definitely would be there, but that's another kid to watch. I mean, the Big 12 Conference has a lot of prospects for Illinois this year.
I may have the ability to pay Lucas 1 year of school. That doesn't mean I want to.
Another couple kids. Another couple kids out of Decatur MacArthur.
Okay. There's always a lot of talent.
They're twins, Amir and Armand Brummett.
Nice.
Yeah, Amir is going to camp today. Armand can't because he's got an ankle injury. They're 6'3", 185, great basketball players.
Okay, that's where I've heard that.
They're great basketball players. Probably low D1 basketball players, but they got a bunch of MAC offers right now. They're intriguing defensive back prospects.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll keep our names on all those local
Next
guys.
question.
All right. We talked a little bit about the recruiting. Should Illinois make any changes to the recruiting approach?
I know some people, including in the program, that think they should get more aggressive.
Okay.
Some people have said they need to pressure for commitments. I don't love that. I kind of like the way Lovey goes about it, that, hey, if a kid wants to be at Illinois, he'll be at Illinois.
Exactly.
Plus, I think when you pressure kids into commitments, and Minnesota does this.
Yeah, right.
Iowa State does this. Mm-hmm. They say, hey, I need an answer in a minute. You going to commit or not? And some of those kids on those visits commit, and then they decommit.
I got it.
But is it worth it to have those decommitments if you hang on to a couple of them?
Right, exactly.
Some people think yes, other people think no.
This will be interesting.
That's not Lovey's style.
Fair enough.
But I think some people would rather have them pressure a little bit. At the end of the day, who you sign in December,
exactly.
Who do you sign in February? That's what ultimately
If you meet Lovey Smith for 5 minutes, you get the feeling he's not going to panic about anything.
No.
Anything. So not even recruiting.
His quote to me, and I'm paraphrasing, was, there's enough players out there for all of us.
I love it. See, I love that. I love that. It's almost an arrogance / cockiness that it's like, you know what?
I'm really interested. I keep bringing this up, but Fleck and Lovey couldn't be any more different.
No, totally different.
It is going to be really interesting to see how each of them works out.
That's a great point.
Because their recruiting approaches are complete opposites.
Completely.
Next question.
All right, how big of an impact do you expect from this from the freshmen this season?
It's going to be a lot of them.
I was going to say, they're going to get on the field, aren't they?
I keep saying this, and I know Robert from Illini Board keeps saying it as well. 8 seniors, 13 sophomore or 13 juniors, and not many sophomores
like
either.
70% are freshmen?
Or redshirt freshmen.
Wow.
Of your roster next year. I'm just continue to say that, guys. So the freshmen are going to make a big impact because they're going to have to play.
They have to.
But from early word, from what I'm hearing out of that building, this is a different-looking freshman class.
Okay, that's good, too.
I mean, Larry Boyd, Vidarian Lowe, Bobby Roundtree, Larry Oladipo, these are different kind of bodies that you've seen at Illinois. And that's what I like about what this staff does in recruiting. When they get prospects who only have MAC offers, they're getting guys that are 6'5" offensive linemen, 6'5" defensive linemen.
That they can work
or
with.
6 foot to 6'1" cornerbacks.
Fair enough.
Right? They're not getting 5'9" guys.
Exactly.
Not getting 6'3" short-armed offensive linemen or defensive linemen.
Like Harry.
They're getting physical. They're getting physical specimens, right? That they can coach up a little bit. So that's definitely different. I expect a lot of things. I think Ricky Smalling's going to make a huge impact. Carmani Green will make an impact. Those running backs are expected to make an impact. Boyd's going to play. Defensive linemen are going to have to play. I think Nate Hobbs, cornerback, can make an immediate impact, both at corner and in special teams. But they're young, and they're going to make mistakes. But there's going to be more athleticism, more size or length. Eventually, they'll put the strength on them.
I think every Illini fan, whether it be basketball or football, likes to hear you say the word athleticism.
Yes.
That there will be more athleticism and speed. Oh, my goodness. When you watch a game, especially from the horseshoe, and you watch these side to side, you realize how slow you are. You really do.
When you play a team like Ohio State.
Well, right.
You can do it against Minnesota.
Yes.
You can do it against Purdue.
But you can see the running back come out of the flat, and you're like, yeah, we're not within 5 yards of that guy.
Yeah, a couple guys like Ferg.
Yeah, Ferg could get there, I guess, but
Mikey.
Still. I can't wait. That wide receiver course should be fun.
Next question.
All right, biggest storyline of the season in your mind?
Got to be the guys coming back from injury, right?
Yeah, Mikey Dudek.
Chase Crouch coming back from a serious shoulder injury.
Good call.
Mikey Dudek coming back from 2 serious ACL injuries. And let's not forget Dre Brown.
Yeah.
Coming back from 2 ACL surgeries. And they got a lot of guys who were injured during the spring who are just coming back to health as well. So that's got to be the storyline.
I think so.
The quarterback position, because I don't think Dwayne Lawson's going to be here.
It doesn't, yeah. I mean, I shouldn't say it doesn't sound like it. I don't know anything. You know a heck of a lot more than I do.
I don't think he's going to be
here. Fair enough.
So, yeah, I think it's going to be Chase Crouch and Jeff George. And we saw the Jeff George thing. Not that he can't get better, but Chase Crouch is very important to stay on that
field. Who's the third quarterback?
It'd be Cam Thomas, a freshman.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Or a walk-on.
Okay.
Trenard Davis, I guess, might still be a quarterback.
True. He could still be your X factor, I guess.
Next question.
All right, how about some breakout candidates?
Ooh. Should have been prepared for this, shouldn't I?
Mikey?
Adam Solomon, offensive lineman. I think Harry would agree with me there.
Yes.
He's a great run blocker, 6'5", 315 pounds. He's not a great pass blocker yet.
How about the freshman linebacker from last year that was a solid get?
Dele Harding. He's still recovering from shoulder injury. Plus, you have Delshawn Phillips, Trey Watson, Julian Jones, Jake Hansen they like as well. I think some of those defensive linemen, I think Jamal Milan can take another step. I think Kenyon Jackson can take another step.
That's your guy.
Tight end Griffin Palmer.
Oh, yeah.
Whether he's ready or not, he's got to play, but I like him. He's 6'4", 6'5".
Okay.
He's really added a lot of strength, can move a little bit. Let's see here. Cornerback, I think I got...
Dunlap's back, right?
Yeah, but Watkins, Cameron Watkins had a nice end to last year. He could be a guy. And then James Crawford had a really nice spring. Okay. He's not very big.
No.
But he's really athletic off the edge, and obviously with losing all those defensive linemen, they need a pass rusher.
They do. I'm going to do one more real quick. Vegas over-under for the Illini again, 3.5. What would you put your money on?
It's a good over-under.
I think I'm going under. I'm going to go with Vegas this year.
Vegas. Well, they're not saying, they're saying 3 or 4, right?
Well, that's true.
I mean, last year we were thinking 5.
Yeah.
I went in 5 and 7.
I thought they could win 6 last year.
I'll go 4 and 8.
Okay.
I think this is a good coaching staff.
Okay.
So I think they'll get the most out of them. They need Chase Crouch and Mikey Dudek healthy.
Yeah.
And those are big ifs.
You know what? The impact of a guy like Mikey Dudek could be huge.
There are a lot of winnable games on here.
Yes.
But
I know. And this isn't
a very talented. It's just such a young team.
I'm such the optimistic guy when it comes to this stuff, but I don't know. Every year I do that, I get burnt. So we'll see. 3.5. You're right. Probably again, Vegas. Again. Good stuff. So you got camp. We'll hear about that next week, maybe.
Yep.
Can't wait. All right. Your calls, your texts next. 359-2255. It is the Tay and J Show.
Going on 5 years, Rock's Place in St. Joseph has become the neighborhood sports bar and grill for a lot of folks in the area. Rock's Place is known for their delicious burgers, and they also have great daily food and drink specials. Plus, Rock's has plenty of TVs, so you can keep tabs on the Cubs and Cardinals all summer long. And while you're there, press your luck on one of Melody Music's video gaming machines. For delicious food, cold drinks, and good company, make it Rock's Place, 101 North Main Street in St. Joseph. Find them on Facebook, ROCHS in St. Joseph.
Protecting your home and family, you better have a plan. Keep them safe from harm with a home alarm from F.E. Moran. Home invasions are on the rise all across the land, but they'll think twice when they see the sign for F.E. Moran. Don't wait till it's too late, it's time to make a stand. Call 877 F.E. Moran. F.E. Moran. Alarm.
Tolono Fun Day starts June 23rd on Friday with the 5K run and walk and kids stash with help from Busey Bank Tolono. Be a part of the Tolono Twilight Track, then the free family movie in the park with Moana, including free popcorn thanks to Tolono Monocle. All day, June 24th, Tolono has festivities to the Boom Boom Boys do their fireworks show at 9:15 on June 24th, sponsored by Brian's Buildings in Tolono. Support the Tolono Fun Day Festival by getting your golf cart raffle ticket thanks to Battery Specialist plus golf carts. Facebook has all the details. Just search Tolono Fun Day. It seems like in every home, there's at least one room that's either too hot or too cold. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Mitsubishi Electric has your comfort solution. Mitsubishi Electric cooling and heating systems are up to 40% more efficient with no ductwork and whisper quiet. Individual room control, giving you the freedom to find your perfect comfort level and save money too. Make your whole home comfortable again. See Lance Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for your comfort solution and live better.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Lands is your local Mitsubishi Electric Diamond dealer. Our technicians are experts at solving your comfort needs, one room or your whole house. Let us show you how a Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling System can save you money now. Your comfort is our priority. Call Lands today at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or find us online at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
This Mettler tip is brought to you by Mettler Center Physical Therapy.
Physical therapy is an excellent option for addressing low back pain. You don't have to resort to taking medication or having surgery. Trying out non-invasive options such as physical therapy first would be beneficial in not only reducing the pain but in identifying the cause. Poor posture, malalignment of the pelvis, or tight musculature can be at fault. Working with a physical therapist, you can correct these issues and develop a management plan specific to you.
For more information, visit online at MettlerCenter.com.
Matthew 28:18-20 states, Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Jesus charges us to spread his message to all ends of the earth. How are you spreading his message? Support local and international ministries and get involved. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floors.
Ransomware is software that can infiltrate your business through email, enabling cyber criminals to hijack sensitive information as ransom for your own data's release. Leveraging Barracuda email security with advanced threat detection can stop a ransomware attack in its tracks. As an added measure, Barracuda Backup allows you to recover your data without having to surrender to extortion. Crime doesn't pay when you protect your business data with Barracuda. Go to Barracuda.com/ransomware to learn more.
Hi, it's Stevie J. Start your day with me along with Diane Ducey, weekday morning 7 to 9, here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
It's the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lonte, Jeremy Warner.
We did this yesterday. We'll do it throughout the rest of the month. Win great Illini apparel each week. You can get gear, novelty items from our guys at Game Day Spirit. Wheel of Games. Been a lot of fun. We've been doing it.
We got rid of the fidget spinner yesterday.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
It was a big one. Game Day Spirit located at Green Street on South Neal and online at GameDaySpirit.com. Game Day Spirit, a proud sponsor of ESPN 93.5's Tay and J Show and the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Hey, Lonte texted into the show and said, I say over. They're going 6-6 for Illinois football.
Did you text that?
No, I honestly didn't, but that is exactly what I do every year, and then I sit there about
6-6.
November 15th saying, yeah, we're not going to win 4.
Yeah, I wish I could be more positive, but I keep looking at 8 seniors.
I know.
Half of them are Big Ten starters.
Jeremy, it's hard to win with young kids. Yeah. I mean, it's just hard to win.
And you got to remember what he inherited.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So I thought last year was important because the next year we knew it was going to be down.
Right.
2018, you hope is better where you're competing for a bowl game. Then 2019, you better start winning.
Probably a national title. By that point, national title. Well, and the other thing is you don't know what Chase Crouch is really going to give you. You saw him a couple of times. Of course, he got hurt.
I think it's going to, if he's healthy, I think it's going to be better than Wes Lunt. And I was a Wes Lunt defender for a long time.
Absolutely.
But he just doesn't make plays.
Right.
With so little around him. When Chase got in there, he made plays and he lifted his team. He made his team better. Wes didn't around him.
Not at Illinois, because I have the feeling if Lovey and Garrick stay here for 10 years, and let's hope they do, and let's hope they win at a high level.
If they are, I don't think Garrick's going to be here for 10 years.
No, you're right. But listen, it's my dream. It's my dream. I can dream it. So it's one of those situations where you see a running quarterback. Obviously, if that's the case, you're always going to have a running quarterback. Is the Wes Lunt of the world going to die off, essentially, in college football?
No.
Or is this cyclical like the 4-3, or not the 4-3, but the... What San Francisco always play with Montana?
I think you'd prefer, and the NFL would prefer even now, a guy who can run a little bit.
Okay.
Mitch Trubisky's.
Yeah, that's a good call, because he could be a pocket.
Andrew Luck could run a little bit.
Good call.
But you don't want a guy in the NFL who's going to run all the time.
No.
Who's not going to stay healthy. I mean, we saw that with Robert Griffin.
Good call.
Mike Vick had a lot of injuries as well. You still need pocket passers. I mean, Alabama has a lot of pocket passers.
Yes, they do.
But even they've moved to a guy like Jalen Hurt. In the NFL, you need pocket passes. Right. At some point, you're going to need those guys. College game, though, dual threats are. If you got one who can pass and can run a little bit, I mean, that's obviously way more preferential.
You're ahead of the curve. All right, you're heading to this camp. Explain it. You got about 30 seconds. Explain again what Illinois is doing.
It's a Friday Night Lights camp. I mean, schools across the country are hosting these camps where they bring down prospects. They evaluate kids, whether it's the class of 2018, which is the upcoming recruiting class, 2019, 2020. They work out in front of the coaches. Coaches lead them through drills. And for a lot of kids, it's a great opportunity to impress them. You know, Jordan Slaughter last week got an offer based on this. Cam Thomas, Vidarian Lowe.
Got it.
A lot of these kids, Mark Mondesir last year, earned offers after camp. So guys that they're kind of on the fence about or they're close to offering, they want to see them one more time in pads and see them up close.
And this staff isn't afraid to pull the trigger on that.
No.
At camps. They've shown that.
They are very confident in their evaluations.
Got it. And I like that. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like that. Again, it goes back to that brashness.
I mean, these guys have seen a lot of good football players.
They've been around a while, haven't they? I mean, Lovey.
A lot of guys in the NFL.
It's amazing. All right, Jeremy's out of here for the last hour of the Tay and J Show. We're not doing a 5 o'clock. We've got the Cardinals on again.
I think people like Harry more than me anyway.
Yeah, well, Harry's in. He's already got his topics for our NHL chat. We're going to do Would You Rather. And when we return, Drew Dickinson, Illini pitching coach, we're going to talk some Major League pitching with Drew. We'll do it next. It is the Tay and J Show.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Mike Kessel. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 1701 Broadmoor Drive, Suite 110. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
The official fan store of the Fighting Illini is moving. Game Day Spirit, currently located at 1422 South Neal Street, is moving to the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign this July. In the meantime, they're preparing for the lowest prices of the season to be available during their moving sale in June. Stay tuned for more information and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram by searching Game Day Spirit. Stay in the know of all things Game Day and all things Fighting Illini with Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Pekin Insurance Insurance and your local independent agent are committed to providing the best coverage options and the best service possible. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at beaconinsurance.com and on social media. Check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/Beacon Insurance. It's a great way to learn more about insurance for your auto, home, life, or business. You'll stay up to date with important announcements. Plus, they'll throw in a few fun facts along the way. For beyond the expected information, follow Beacon Insurance on Facebook today.
Don't miss the opportunity to play great golf in Mahomet. Beautiful, scenic Lake of the Woods golf course is only 10 minutes west of Champaign off I-74. We have an 18-hole golf course, a 9-hole par 3 course, the new fun and fast foot golf short course, a full-service pro shop, practice range, and snack bar. Call today or go online at golfthelake.com. Get all the latest information, like our after 11 a.m. senior golf deal, as well as upcoming events and tournaments. Make the short drive to Lake of the Woods Golf Course in Mahomet and enjoy great golf.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Live from New York, the Fox Report.
And Lisa Brady. President Trump rolling back President Obama's steps to open up relations with Cuba, saying he wants a better deal for America.
Our new policy begins with strictly enforcing U.S. law.
In Miami's Little Havana, saying the trade embargo and travel ban will be enforced and that sanctions won't be lifted until all political prisoners are freed. Critics say this won't help the Cuban people. The president is now a focus in the Russia probe. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
In his latest Twitter storm, President Trump attacked both the special counsel's investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election and apparently Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. The president wrote, "I am being investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told me to fire the FBI director. Witch hunt." The tweet appears to refer to Rosenstein, who wrote a memo outlining an argument against then FBI Director James Comey. The White House initially claimed that Rosenstein's memo contributed to the president's decision to fire Comey. A White House spokeswoman declined to comment on the tweet. Lisa?
Thanks, John. A Minnesota police officer found not guilty on all counts in the shooting death of black motorist Philando Castile. Castile's mother says he was murdered, even though he was honest, telling Officer Geronimo Yanez he had a gun.
My son loved this city, and this city killed my son, and the murderer gets away. Are you kidding me right now?
Yanez says Castile ignored commands not to reach for the gun. Amazon goes grocery shopping and shakes up the markets. The Dow up 24 points to a record close, 21,384. But Whole Foods up 29%. It's being sold to Amazon for nearly $14 billion. On the Fox Report, fair and balanced.
If you run your own business, when you're not on the job, you're on the road, in your van. Signs that say detour and do not enter are just plain bad for business. Well, here's a sign that's great for business. It says 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance on Mercedes-Benz Sprinter or Metris vans. Powerful, capable, and affordable. That's Mercedes-Benz Van Power. With pioneering safety technologies and low total cost of ownership, Mercedes-Benz vans are the right choice for your business. Check out the full lineup of Mercedes-Benz vans starting at just $25,995. 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance. That's van power for all. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris worker cargo van. Excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Please see your dealer or go to mvvans.com for further details and exclusions.
The so-called Dreamers, illegal immigrants brought to the U.S. as children, will still be shielded from deportation. Homeland Security announcing the program will continue, reversing one of President Trump's key campaign pledges. One of the most memorable images from the aftermath of the baseball shooting Wednesday in Virginia is of House Majority Whip Steve Scalise badly wounded but conscious as he's rushed to an ambulance. But the trauma chief at MedStar Hospital in Washington, Dr. Jack Saba, says by the time Scalise got there, he was in shock.
I would say that when he arrived, he was in critical condition with an imminent risk of death.
He lost a lot of blood from the rifle wound, the bullet traveling from one hip to the other, causing significant internal damage. Scalise has had 2 rounds of surgical procedures since then.
We are encouraged by improvement in his condition over the last 36 hours. We have controlled the internal bleeding, and his vital signs have stabilized.
But he remains in critical condition and will need more surgery and eventually rehabilitation. A Massachusetts woman who encouraged her boyfriend to kill himself in scores of text messages when they were both teenagers is found guilty of manslaughter in his suicide.
The Massachusetts ACLU says there's no law here in Massachusetts making it a crime to encourage someone to kill themselves, and that Michelle Carter's conviction is a violation of her right to free speech. In making his decision, Judge Moniz said he was following a legal precedent set in another case that Carter caused the death of 17-year-old Conrad Roy when she instructed Roy to kill himself and then did nothing to stop his suicide when she knew it was imminent.
Fox's Bill Marcus at the courthouse in Taunton. Carter could face 20 years in prison, sentencing set for August 3rd. Late word of a church van accident in Indiana. 11 preteen students and one driver, all injured, all taken to the hospital. No word yet on their conditions. In New York, I'm Lisa Brady on Fox News Radio.
That is the wrong song. That is not what I play on a Friday of the final hour. This! Yeah! Oh, yeah, kids. Cardinals are on early tonight. That means we're off early. And this is the final hour of the Tay and J Show. It's my favorite hour of the week. Yep. Because I'm lazy and I like my weekends. So it's the Tay and J Show. Lante flying solo this hour. Harry Black is going to join me at the bottom of the hour. We're going to go through the 5 NHL offseason storylines. Harry's working on that right now, in fact, as we speak. Also, he put together a Would You Rather, which is a pretty comical thing. And as we know every week when we go into Lante's mind for Tay's Take, this could be interesting with Would You Rather. So we'll do that as we go along. Jeremy left. He's got heading over for the Friday Night Lights event for the Illini football team. Biggest on-campus camp for the Fighting Illini, and he'll be there. We'll hear about it next week. And, of course, you can read his stuff at IlliniInquirer.com. There we go. All right. It is time now to head to the Jupiters at the Crossing phone line to start off hour number 2. In the final hour, we're going to welcome in Illinois pitching coach Drew Dickinson. Coach, how are you, buddy? Nope, we're not. He's calling in right now on the other line. So we'll get to Drew here in a second. I wanted to get Drew on to pick his brain about some of the pitching going on, not only in Major League Baseball, like a guy like Keuchel and some of these guys that are just tearing it up, but also with the Cardinals and also the Cubbies, and kind of see what he thinks. Drew Dickinson, are you there, my friend?
I am here. Sorry about that. Look down next to my phone's off for some reason.
Hey, not a problem, my friend. I'm glad you could join us. It's always fun to talk to you. I know during the summer we always have you in a couple of times to chat baseball. So let's talk pitching today, Drew, on the major league level, if you don't mind. And we'll start with the Cubbies. That's your squad. You are a Cubs fan, right?
Yes, big time.
Aren't you from California?
No, I'm from Freeport, Illinois.
No, that's right. You know what? You played out in California. That's where I got confused. So I'm trying to get the Cubs out of you, but it's not going to work, is it?
No, it's not.
So let's talk about these Cubbies. I even had our interns come up with a couple of questions to ask you, but in general, how much of a worry is it for you? Now, this is a team that won the World Series last year. You've got all the makings to win a World Series again. But when you look at this rotation, essentially 2 out of every 5 games, you're basically going in probably the underdog due to your pitching, and maybe even 3 of those. How crucial is that, and what do you think of the pitching right now for the Cubs and down the road?
Well, obviously, it's a problem right now. I mean, the bullpen's been pretty good, but having a good bullpen doesn't matter if you can't get the ball to them with the lead. It's a concern. I was talking about this the other day. The Cubs are 500. Obviously no wild cards coming out of the Cubs division. It's just they're lucky that right now they're struggling and they're still 2.5 games out of first place. And,
right.
Obviously a better team, but it is a problem. I mean, you have guys. Now Hendricks that's hurt with the hand, which is kind of a weird thing, right? I mean, it sounds kind of scary if there's some nerve damage in your hand. You can't throw the baseball. Kind of a big deal when you're a pitcher. But I look at it like this. You won your World Series. There's a reason why clubs these days and age in the last 15, 20 years do not win back-to-back World Series championships. It's simple as this. Think about this. The Cubs ended on November 1st. About the time you're done doing the whole, media tour in Thanksgiving, and then you have a week of Thanksgiving where you're with the family, finding to unwind. You blink, it's Christmas. You wait till after New Year's, and you got 5 weeks till spring training, and you're like, wow, I never got to work out. I never got any rest. And if you look at Cubs pitchers' velocities and stuff, Hendricks, we know, is a soft tosser, 87, 89. This year, it's literally sitting 85, 86, and once in a while touching 87.
Wow.
It's hurting him. Obviously, Arrieta's velocity's down. So you can't get away with more stuff.
Right.
But Lackey's a year older. Lester, who's been probably the best of them all, has been pretty much himself. And I feel like a little bit of his struggles when he has is trying to literally carry the team as one man, and you can't do that. And it's tough, and you can't get rest in a Major League season. You can't say, we'll get some breaks here. There is no afforded breaks, and you just got to hope that they can find a way to grind to the playoffs and then go off the adrenaline. But as a huge Cub fan, I don't see a long playoff run this year at all.
Wow. Now, okay, so how do you rectify that? How do you go out? Now, I've talked to Jeremy about this, and he and I have both talked about, all right, do the Cubs go out and try to find maybe that 4 or 5 guy that is going to be here a couple of years, or do you go out, this would be my preference, if you could do both, obviously, but do you go out and get a guy like Johnny Cueto, who overwhelmed the Cubs last year in the playoffs? Do you go get a guy like him kind of as a rental, with the idea that if you pair him with Lester and Arrieta and Hendricks, if you can get those two right, and you've got a Cueto in there, now you've got a legit shot?
Yeah, Cueto's an interesting name. I mean, I know you're just to the name, but he's had his struggles big time.
Right.
He's kind of fallen off a little bit. It's tough. When Eddie Butler came up, and I was like, that's a good thing. Get some of these young guys up here to take some of these starts. To give an extra day's rest here or there, or skip a start. Man, just give a guy 10 days. Just maybe something will happen. Because Lackey's getting up there, and these guys, like I said, you pitch for that long and that long of a season. They do need to add some guys. Depth-wise, Montgomery I thought was going to be a starter.
Yep.
Then he's been really good at the pen. So obviously him starting now is a good thing. But yeah, you're right. It probably would behoove them to go get a guy and say, hey, we're going to need it. I mean, we got to give these guys a break if we want any chance of getting back in the playoffs, which I fully expect the Cubs to still win that division. I think the Cardinals have so many problems, and there's too much to fix. Brewers been good. I just don't think that roster will come back down. And the Cubs end up winning the division. They're not going to win 100 games or anything like that. It might be literally 92 and 70 or 90 and 72 that'll win that division. But you got teams now. Look at that. Last year didn't play that deep, so
right.
They get that extra rest, and that's why you come. Now the Cubs next year probably World Series champions again.
There you go. All right, so you're going to do the giant thing, skip a year and come back the next year and win it all. Drew.
That's proof of the pudding right there.
Right.
They have those older guys, Matt Cain, those guys, Bumgarners that throw a lot of innings. It's tough to just come back in 3 months and be ready to go for a season. People think 3 months is a long time to rest. When you work out and throw that much of a baseball season, it's really not.
That is interesting because I never thought of it. It does make you appreciate the teams, and I'm not doing this just because I'm a Cardinals fan, but the teams that were able to kind of, 4 straight NLCS, that little run they had, it does make you appreciate the fact that they're still able to stay at that level. And this is what young teams have to learn, and this is what the Cubs, like you said, are now faced with. Drew Dickinson is our guest, Illini pitching coach. All right, I had both of our interns, Nathan and Trevor. They're both big Cubs fans. So I said, you guys come up with a question for Coach Dickinson. So Trevor said this: Jake Arrieta's strikeout numbers are up and his walk numbers are down. So why is his ERA at an all-time high of 4.78? What would be the reason for that?
That's a good question. And here's my simple answer: just dumb luck.
Okay.
I mean, it is interesting, but there's also a thing to this. You got to look at his walk numbers are down, his strikeout numbers are up, but he's not going very deep into games that much.
No, he's not.
The simple reason is this: he doesn't have the stuff right now to say, I'm going to attack the middle of the strike zone. I don't care if it doesn't have to be in the corners because my stuff is so good that I'll get weak contact and early outs within the strike zone. He cannot do that. So he's got to nibble, put away pitches, and he goes a lot of deep count. But yet he's still good enough to know when he gets to a deep count, he's able to get that put-away pitch, or the guy puts the ball in contact, say 2-2, 3-1, 3-2. But he's still finding ways not to walk guys,
right.
Which is that's something only a true pro, a true Major League Baseball player, pitcher can do. And that's exactly what, because last year he'd be like, okay, here's 94, 95, two-seam sinker down the middle. and guy would just hit a chopper or foul it off, and then he'd put him away. So he had those easy outs, and now he's not getting those. So you're watching him. He goes 6 innings. That's like going 9 last year or 8.
Exactly.
And we just can't get him deep in the ball game because his stuff just isn't playing up to what it did last year. And hey, that's what happens on guys like that. It's just sometimes pitching stuff, and sometimes those guys go up and down, and the true greats can do it year in and year out.
If you guys didn't make it look so easy, we wouldn't question you. When you do have a bad year. All right, Nathan asked, John Lester's the only pitcher in the Cubs starting rotation to go straight from high school to the pros. Now, what do you believe are the pros and cons of going to college to play baseball if you're looking to play in the MLB?
Well, there's a lot of things. Obviously, I don't have the exact numbers. They're actually on my phone, and I have a picture of it because every year, MLB Network puts it out, of the current Major League roster, what percentage is 4-year school, Latin, international, 2-year school, and high school. And it's like over 60% in the Major League Baseball, is 4-year school guys.
Wow.
The best way I can always do it is say you're an 18-year-old draft, okay, and 18. Well, they're not going to, except for the very few guys, I think, like the juniors of the world, Mike Trout, there's not many guys that get to the big leagues, especially from the United States. Latin guys a little bit too, but not from the United States that get in the show at 20, 21 years old. It's a very small number. So, first of all, guys got to understand it's okay to be 24-year-old rookie in the big league. That's normal,
Correct.
A couple years ago, the average rookie age in the big leagues was like 27 years old. So it kind of shows you how long some guys took to get to the big leagues for most people. Now, your stars, they're there early.
Sure.
But the biggest thing is when you're in college, you're getting that one-on-one attention, the development. Some organizations are better at that than others. Some just, kind of throw you to the wolves. Like, I'm an 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid with now money on my own, and I might not be taking care of myself. And,
Understood.
And then we're in college, you got that 3 years of development, and you grow up, and you go through all these things that, arguably make you more of a man, more of a mature adult. So when you're 21, they say, if you're like a college pitcher especially, if you're a draft out of college, you're closer to the big leagues out of college after 3 years than you were if you were taking, and played the last 3 years of professional baseball.
Good call.
Just because of what you kind of expect of the maturity level and the coaching and everything that encompasses a college experience that you now have.
What happens when you're 46 and you still don't take care of your body, Drew?
Well, good luck.
I probably need help in that end. Drew Dickinson, our guest, Illini pitching coach. He's a brilliant mind, so I'm going to ask you this question. Matt Carpenter, whether he just got hot because they put him back to that leadoff spot or not, we have no idea. But there's this just weird thing about Carp that when he hits leadoff, he's just so much more comfortable there. Now, I know you're the pitching side of things, so I'm going to ask you this angle. I understand baseball to the point of I know that you pitch to a leadoff guy different than you would a number 3 hitter, obviously, especially if a leadoff 3 hitter's up and there's 2 out already. You're going to pitch a little bit different to him, be a little more careful. But how would a pitcher approach Carp at 3 as opposed to 1? In other words, if it's the same guy, why aren't you pitching him the same way at 3 as you would at 1? Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. And the craziest thing is he's only hit leadoff for 1 inning, technically, right?
Good call.
First inning of the game.
Good call.
And then the rest of the game, he literally could be, you never know what it's going to be. So it's like he leads off the first inning, that's the only thing guaranteed. A lot of it comes down to, I probably think that it's probably more mental to Carp than it is anything.
Fair enough.
In a 3-hole, you're hitting 3-hole, that means you got to drive in runs. So maybe he tries to do too much or to overswing. And, yeah, you can't see it watched on TV, but you can't tell maybe he's battling with himself as I got to be a guy that drives in runs, 3-hole, hit more homers. Hey, Matt Carpenter's not a 30-home run guy. That's
right.
not his game. And now when he's in the 1-hole, it's about, hey, driving the ball gap to gap, getting on base. Yeah, I'll run some balls out of the yard once in a while. And I feel comfortable here. And yes, and sometimes you do get more fastballs if you have guys sitting behind you, and whatnot. But anymore, hell, Anthony Rizzo hit leadoff in the third straight game tonight, and he's got 2 homers in his first 2 games, which is absolutely crazy. But like they did with Schwarber, they're trying to get those early fastballs.
Yep.
And you got a guy here in the first inning. He's like, man, my first hitter could take me bridge right away, and I'm down 1-0.
Good call.
But Carp is just like I said. to me, he's a great 2-hole hitter. Can hit the ball to all field, do all those things. But right now, they don't have enough guys to be a legit 2, 3, and 4-hole hitter. So, hey, man, put him at top, back to 1 where he's comfortable, and let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing. I agree. All right, Drew Dickinson, are the Houston Astros for real or what? How good is this team? And is this your favorite right now? I mean, it'd be easy to say yes, but are they your favorite to just win this World Series this year? This team is unreal.
They are unreal. And again, they're very much like the Cubs where I'd say 2 years ago with all this upcoming talent, young talent, and they have some young arms. Their bullpen is dynamite, which to me is you got the best bullpen. Best bullpens win out. They just do. And they have that. I think their most valuable player to me is Chris Davinsky. He's this super reliever type guy. Can throw the 6th, 7th, and 8th, just the 8th. Just really good bridge in that back. Obviously, offensively, the record speaks for itself. I mean, they're 60 games in and they're in the playoffs already.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's just the way it's going to work out. But to go to the World Series, I think they have to, at the minimum, add at least one veteran or one type arm that has some kind of postseason experience. Because otherwise, they're just kind of looking at Keuchel, who's on the DL right now. Right. And there's always that thing of, well, Keuchel had a good year, and then last year he was awful. Yeah. And now he's kind of back to form again, and now he's hurt. So you kind of you don't know what you're going to get. And you got McCullers who's good. And they're a different club. I mean, where most pitchers these days pitch off their fastball, that whole rotation pitches off their breaking ball, and their fastball is secondary. So, I don't know. Obviously, they're a great club, but from a pitching standpoint, they don't have any guys who've had postseason experience. Well, the Cubs a couple of years ago still had Lester and some other of those guys like that who had been around a little bit to say, hey, this is what it's like. We may not win the World Series, but I'm going to help carry you through to understand and get this experience. Where the Astros are like, hey, they're going to be all in this together for the first time.
Great call. And, of course, when you get Correa and Altuve up the middle, that's not bad. So Jeremy and I posed a question the other day. For the future, and he's about 3 years younger, would you rather have Correa or would you rather have Chris Bryant?
Ooh.
See how unfair it is sitting in my seat every day when Jeremy asks me?
I know. But the Correa one's great because he's playing a pitching position at the big leagues. Right. Your best athlete. Hell, I bet you Chris Bryant could probably play short. Even he ain't have the range those guys are going to have, but he probably take care of himself just fine. That's tough. Chris Bryant is so consistent, and we've seen it from college to minor league baseball to Rookie of the Year, MVP, back just model consistency and whatnot. And Correa just hasn't had a chance to show us that yet. But that's a tough call.
It is.
I hate to make that decision, but then again, I think for everyone you choose, you're going to be okay.
All right, Drew Dickinson, Illini pitching coach. Last one, I want to talk to you about Illinois. I'd have Hartleb on, but the Reds kind of beat up the Cardinals, and I don't want to give him the opportunity. I don't want to give him the opportunity to talk about Scooter Gennett for 5 hours.
Right.
Now, last year, I think you guys would both admit it just wasn't a year for you guys. You didn't have the year you wanted. What needs to happen for next season for your Illini squad to get back to what we're used to watching here at Illinois Field?
Right. Well, as much as I hate to admit it, because I am the eternal optimist. I don't care if you gave me 40 below average players in my mind in college. I'm like, we're making a regional this year. We will do it. We'll find a way to get better, to do all these things. Because I always expect the best out of my players.
Yep.
And always kind of think that way for them. But if you really going into the season, you're looking at what you got. You got a lot of talented players who have zero experience. And especially on the pitching side, if you don't pitch, you don't win in baseball. It's as simple as that. You look at the teams we had in 14 and 15. We swung it okay, but our pitching was dynamite. And pitching wins. It's as simple as that. I mean, check the College World Series. All those 8 teams that are there, I guarantee all 8 in the top 40, top 50 in the college of pitching.
Wow.
But let's say we threw a freshman on Friday basically all year,
right.
A freshman on Saturday, a freshman halftime on Sunday, and then when it was time to go to the bullpen, you went to a freshman, and your closer was a sophomore who threw a whopping 3 innings last year.
Wow.
And your other returning sophomore who was supposed to be a big guy threw 2.2 innings. So they're technically all freshmen. So you're going to take your lumps, and they did exactly what you thought freshmen do. They have a great outing, they'd have a bad outing, and there was never anything in between because they're not mature enough or understand that level enough to to know the experience of knowing when I have my bad stuff, I can still grind through it and have an average outing instead of just letting it float on me. But I mean, this year's we should have a very, very good club. We have obviously all those guys who have afforded all those innings. So now you're going to have all these freshmen who just got 80, 60, 40, all these innings. I had 9 innings as a freshman. So,
wow.
They have all that innings. They're going to come back different men.
That's huge.
In the fall. And then you add the 2 transfer pitchers from Louisville and Eastern Illinois that gives you that age, had done it before at a higher level. And then you hopefully we're trying to add a JUCO guy or two just to kind of, give us even more depth and hopefully get Doug Hayes back off the Tommy John. And you're looking at, hey, we turn our whole offense except for 2 guys. And you have the making of another special season.
That's
but
awesome.
You still got to play the game between the lines, so you never know what happens.
Well, and you look even not next year, but which should be a lot better. But even 2 years down the road, when you've got all that experience, that should be make for some fun baseball the next couple of years. Drew Dickinson out recruiting right now. In fact, Illini pitching coach, you're always more than welcome to join us, and we always love when you do. I love breaking down baseball and especially pitching with your mind, buddy. I appreciate it, and we'll talk again soon.
No problem. Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, buddy. Drew Dickinson, he's the Illini baseball coach. He is a good one. And, again, love breaking the sport, the game, everything down with him, especially some good questions from Trevor and Nathan about Arrieta and, of course, pitching in college and how that helps you with the major leagues. All right, the rest of the hour, Harry Black's going to join me. Next, we're going to do 5 NHL offseason storylines. And Blackhawks and Blues fans, you want to stick around. You're going to be part of this. We'll also talk a little bit about the expansion draft and what that's going to do to the sport of hockey. They're going to have hockey in Vegas. Why not, man? That'd be awesome. And then when we close the hour out, we're going to do a little Would You Rather. Harry's going to present 11 Would You Rather questions, and these are more than I can't wait for these. They're always interesting. So we're going to do that before the hour. If you want to weigh in, 359-2255. You can text the Chief Bauer text line. You can call the Jupiters at the Crossing phone line again, 217-359-2255. We are back. It's the Tay and J Show.
An ESPN Radio Mike and Mike Extra Point.
Louisville could be at risk of losing its 2013 men's basketball title as part of sanctions that were handed down by the NCAA yesterday following an investigation into the school's alleged sex for pay scandal. Is it possible that the people at the top, that Pitino and his top assistants, because this guy Andre McGee wasn't a top assistant.
No, it was not.
That the people knew that there were parties going on, but they didn't know that the parties had gone to the place where this had gone.
There's no doubt that, you just know parties.
That's what I'm saying.
Happened.
I mean, are there levels of knowing without knowing?
Here's
you know what I mean?
Here's the deal. If you told me this happened once, twice,
right,
I may let that slide. 4 years of it happening intermittently during that time? No. Not me. I don't believe it. Not for 4 years.
Hear more from Mike and Mike Monday morning on ESPN Radio.
I'm KFC's Extra Crispy Colonel, and you're the extra busy regular person who has to make dinner for a family of 4. But you can shirk that responsibility because my Extra Crispy $20 fill-up from KFC contains 8 pieces of freshly double-breaded extra crispy chicken, 4 biscuits, 2 orders of mashed potatoes, and a side of coleslaw for just $20. That'll feed them. KFC, it's extra crispy good.
Pricing and participation may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
Gentlemen, hurry into JCPenney's biggest sale of the season. Raise your game with great savings on menswear designed by Michael Strahan exclusively at JCPenney. Get 50% off suit separates and dress shirts from Collection by Michael Strahan. And up to 40% off MSX activewear, including big and tall. Save more with a coupon for $10 off when you spend $25 or more on select items. Hurry, and Sunday. That's getting your pennies worth. JCPenney. Coupon valid 6/14 to 6/18. Some exclusions and restrictions apply. See store at jcp.com for details. See store first, 6/14 to 6/18.
DP Dough is the original calzone company, and they cater all types and sizes of events, from office orders to private parties to entire visiting football teams. Everyone will be sure to enjoy something different than the same old sandwiches or pizza. DP Dough also delivers to nearly all of Champaign, Urbana, and Savoy until late at night. So give them a call or order online when you're hungry and no one else is delivering. With over 1 million calzones served since opening in 2006, DP Dough is sure to satisfy and fill you up. DP Dough, the original calzone Calzone Company.
Flooring Surfaces is your premier source for new flooring in Central Illinois. You don't need to wander poorly lit aisles looking for help or load a new floor into a cart to check out. You need an inviting space filled with exciting new floors and a trained professional to guide you to the perfect choice for your home or project. Flooring Surfaces can find the hardwood, carpet, vinyl, or tile floor that is right for you. With a beautiful showroom and over 1 million square feet of flooring in stock. See us today at 401 East Mercury Drive in Champaign.
The world at your feet.
Summer is here, and there's no better way to swing into the season than at Willow Pond Golf Course, the most improved golf course in Central Illinois. Golf for $30 Monday through Friday with a cart, $20 after 3 p.m. Golf Saturday and Sunday with a cart for just $35, and $25 after 3 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Seniors golf Monday through Friday with a cart for just $20. Not a golfer? The 19th Hole Bar and Grill serves up great food and drink specials, live video gaming, and the full swing golf simulator. Call and schedule a tee time today at 893-9000 or willowpondgolf.com.
The official fan store of the Fighting Illini is moving. Game Day Spirit, currently located at 1422 South Neal Street, is moving to the corner of Neal and Kirby in Champaign this July. In the meantime, they're preparing for the lowest prices of the season to be available during their moving sale in June. Stay tuned for more information and follow them on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram by searching Game Day Spirit. Stay in the know of all things Game Day and all things Fighting Illini with Game Day Spirit, the official fan store of the Fighting Illini.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Are you getting the attention you deserve from your broker? When you partner with Provident, you get an advisor who stays focused on you and your family. We work for you. Contact us today to schedule a consultation. Find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network.
Provident, partnerships built on trust.
Member FINRA, SIPC, the registered investment advisor.
Your four-legged friends need protection too. Pet insurance from Pekin Insurance covers cats and dogs at least 6 weeks of age or older as an enhancement to your homeowner's coverage. Choose between $2,500 or $5,000 worth of coverage for a variety of pet health services. You can even take your pet to the veterinarian of your choice. Learn more at PekinInsurance.com or ask your local agent about how to protect your furry family members. For pet insurance that is beyond the expected, contact Pekin Insurance today.
Coach Mike Ditka is not just talking sports. What will he say next? Hear him here Monday and Friday mornings from 7:30 to 8 with Brother Johnny and me, Stevie J, on ESPN Radio 93.5.
All right, it's the Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lante, Harry Block. Joining me in studio, Jeremy Warner took off, went over for the Friday Night Lights event at Memorial Stadium for Illinois football. Did they have that when you were around, the Friday Night Lights event?
Not that I remember.
Okay. Maybe you weren't invited to it.
Probably. Just being a walk-on. Lucky to even get a jersey.
Harry's like, hey, and speaking of that jersey, if you look on YouTube right now, you can see Harry Black's number 78. It's already it's actually signed. So Malcolm Hill came in and signed his bobblehead, but he didn't give us a jersey.
You know what? I think it was Nathan said the other day, either Nathan or David or someone said, you can't even read your signature. I was like, it's a signature. You're not supposed to be able to read it.
Yeah, you can't.
Well,
no, but I'm with you. No, the reason I say that is because I have the worst signature like my mom said, you should be a doctor. I mean, it's terrible. And it's the shortest, Lante, right? You'd think it'd be easy to do, but it's easy. Well, it's just bad.
You're big time. You need to get used to signing all these signatures.
Yeah, when you've signed autographs since you're approximately 14, I mean, you get to the point. Yeah, right. All right, we had a texter on the Chief Bauer text line say, I could listen to Coach talk pitching and baseball the whole afternoon. Amen to that, right? He's like, can you pencil him in for slow sports days around the All-Star break? Yes. You want to produce? No, I mean, that's what we do with Coach Dickinson, and we love it. And I love the fact with Dan Hartlib and Drew Dickinson that we can just kind of pick their brains on baseball. All right, Harry, before we get to the NHL, we need to do a little of this. It's the NBA, and it involves my team. Jeremy Warner actually sent this to me. Mark Stein from ESPN. And if you're a Celtics fan,
they're talking about it on...
They're talking right now.
Yeah.
If you're a Celtics fan or if you're one of me, a Sixers fan, and there are not many of those around here. In fact, if you are, I want you to text me, 359-2255. I want to see how many Sixers fans live in Central Illinois.
Probably not many.
Probably not many at all. So Mark Stein says this. This is what he tweeted. on this Twitter thing. League sources tell me that the Sixers and Celtics are in serious talks on a trade involving the number 1 overall pick. And, of course, that means Fultz. And the Sixers would love to add a guard like him because they really don't have guards. All they've done is drafted big men.
They keep taking all these big men, and they don't really have any small talent.
No.
But the question would be, how do they get up there?
That'd be the thing, because they'd have to jump from 3 to 1. They'd have to jump over the Lakers, obviously, to get to 1. They've got guys like Embiid. I don't think he's touchable. I think you keep Embiid. I know he's been hurt. Well, who hasn't on the Sixers been hurt? I would say, if this is me as a Sixers fan, and maybe I should change my tune here, but I would say Embiid or Simmons are the only 2 untouchables. You've got Okafor, who I don't know that the Celtics would want, and you've got Nerlens Noel, I think, who may be in a contract year. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Celtics want that. Of course, you'd get the 3rd pick, and maybe you'd get like next year's. The Sixers actually get the Lakers pick finally. Like 28 years later, we finally get the pick, whether it's protected or not. Next year, maybe you have to deal that. Maybe you deal the 3rd this year and next year's pick with the Lakers to see. So I don't know, but man, if you could move up and get Fultz with that number 1 pick,
that would be a game changer. Right there.
That'd be huge for the Sixers. I'd finally be able to watch the NBA again and enjoy it.
I might actually start getting into basketball and not just giving you guys a hard time about it.
All right, it is time for this. Let's just hear this for a minute, even though it's Chelsea. All right, it's time to talk some hockey with Harry. We're not going to do a hockey minute, but we are going to chat some 5 NHL offseason storylines. Harry Black, who was an offensive lineman at Illinois from Philadelphia, actually the biggest hockey fan I've met in a while. So nice to know that Harry loves hockey, and we thought what we would do, since you're in, is we would break down these NHL offseason storylines. 5 always seems like a good number.
Yeah.
So you compiled it. This is all you. I'm just going to kind of chat along with you. So why don't you start at number 1? We'll go through here. I know we're going to talk about the Blues. We're going to talk about the Blackhawks, and we'll talk about the expansion draft. Do we know when the expansion draft is?
The expansion draft, I believe...
Is it the last weekend of June?
It's the 22nd or the 23rd, I believe.
Okay, so it's deep into June, right? Not July. It's coming up. We're going to have Nathan or Trevor look this up.
I know that the expansion draft and the NHL draft are back-to-back. And I think one's the day before and the other one's...
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't give them much time to prepare.
Not at all.
Holy
not at all.
smoke. Okay, so let's start. I don't want to start talking about the expansion draft till we get there. So let's start with your number 1. These are the 5 NHL offseason storylines. What is Harry Black's number 1?
All right, first of all, and this is probably me just being a Flyers fan, and that's why
fine.
I'm
it's your show now.
Yeah, come on.
So you can do what you want. That's why I talked Sixers.
Yeah, Jeremy leaves early. This is my show now. Tay and H.
The Tay and H show.
Doesn't have the same kind of ring.
It really doesn't.
All right. Okay, so first, Nolan Patrick from the Brandon Wheat Kings and Nico Hischier from Halifax, likely to go 1 and 2 in this year's draft. Patrick is drawing comparisons to the likes of Anze Kopitar and Ryan Getzlaf and is widely being considered for a long time the consensus number 1 pick, but
kind of that tough, gritty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Kopitar was that guy that just drove you nuts for the Kings forever. Yeah, kind of that tough, gritty guy you know is going to get you in front of the net.
Yeah.
He's still got the skill, though, to get up and down the ice. That kind of guy.
Exactly. And like Getzlaf, who's been there forever, but he's a big guy.
Yes.
I would be fine with him.
Oh.
My goodness. But then the problem with him is he's coming off an injury.
Okay.
And a lot of people are scared about that. And that has really opened the door for Nico Hischier from Halifax to explode onto the scene.
Okay. Now, who does he remind you of?
He reminds me of Pavel Datsyuk and Patrick Kane.
Wow.
He is a playmaker.
So smaller.
He's a little undersized.
Quick.
But he is quick. And we have seen that being undersized has not really impeded what Datsyuk did or what Kane has done.
Not at all.
I think he could be a great pick. If it was up to me, unfortunately, they were 13th and they jumped up to number 2. I
was going to say, hold on, quit whining over there.
Yeah, they struck gold. They're going to get one of these 2 future superstars, and it's really a cliff after that. You have these 2 guys who are going to go 1-2, probably start in their first year, and then not really anything else. So to jump up there, that was a big-time win for them. Yeah.
So who would you rather the Flyers get?
I got to go with Patrick.
Okay.
I mean,
you want the bigger guy?
Yeah. The injury's
fine.
A little scary, but I think when you're the Broad Street Bullies, you need to impose your will on teams, and I would rather have a bigger guy than a playmaker.
Were the Pittsburgh Penguins fast?
Recently?
Yeah, this year when they won the cup.
It's not even fair. They are fast and they are big.
You just answered the question for me. You're going Hirscher here. That's what you're doing. Is that his name, Hirscher?
Hischer.
You're going Hischer here because speed rules right now in the NHL.
I guess that's
Look
true.
at the Predators and what they were able to do. But you watch, like, all you have to do, if you're simple-minded like I am and you live in Central Illinois and all you know are the Blackhawks or the Blues, why have the Blackhawks been so much better than the Blues? I mean, obviously they've got Tays and Kane. That doesn't help or hurt, but they're fast. They're skilled. Don't get me wrong. They're 10 times more skilled than the Blues were during that run. But the speed, and that's what Doug Armstrong and the Blues have been trying to do, and we can get to that later. Every team in the NHL is trying to get quicker. You still need the guy in front of the net. There's no doubt. You still need your netminder, too. But you still need a guy like Getzlaf and Kopitar. However, if I can get speed, that's what I want. I want skill and speed to win games because those guys can do it.
It really does seem like when the Blackhawks play the Blues will be imposing their will. They'll be bowling them around. But it doesn't matter when you can skate circles around.
That's correct. At some point, that gives up. All right, your number 2 off-season storyline in the NHL.
Number 2, which is probably number 1 for anyone else who's looking into the offseason, has to be the Vegas Golden Knights. The expansion draft, who are expected to take probably Marc-Andre Fleury as their goaltender.
Okay.
He's going to be the unprotected one out of Pittsburgh. He's a little older. He's been around, I think, since 2003, first overall pick. But it's Marc-Andre Fleury. He's a great goaltender.
Absolutely.
He has had a great career, and now be a fantastic way to start out your franchise.
And, of course, the Penguins have Matt Murray.
They have Matt Murray, the goalie
just won
of the future.
a cup. So
he's 23 or 24, and he has 2 cups.
That's sick.
Come on.
It's sick. And by the way, the expansion draft is June 21st. And the way this works, now I am not an expansion draft expert, but I've read this 100,000 times. I should know this. But essentially then if they draft Fleury, then Pittsburgh then can take everybody else off. You can only, I think, take one guy off a team.
Yeah.
So, in other words, and you can only protect, I think, 7 guys or 8.
You can go one of 2 ways. You can protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and a goalie.
Okay.
Or you can protect 8 overall and then 1 goalie.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So some teams that have like 4 defensemen, they're gonna want to do that and shield or leave a forward out there. So that's what's going to happen. All right. So you think Fleury. The one thing I heard about this draft, and it's funny because you'd think collusion with this, but I think it's legal. A lot of teams are working. So, for instance, take the Blues, let's say, or the Blackhawks. They're working with this team to say, hey, listen, here's who's going to be unprotected. We would love for you to take this guy, and if you do, then maybe, like for instance, I heard one, and it wasn't the Blues or Blackhawks. One team, they can't protect all the defensemen they have, and they love them all. It's not Nashville, and basically they said if you take our defenseman, we will then turn around and trade you 2 first-round picks for that defenseman back. This is the kind of stuff that's going on behind the scenes getting ready for this expansion draft. This is going to be interesting. Now, I've lived through some expansion drafts, like in football with Carolina and Jacksonville. Of course, you had, the Colorado Rockies, and I can't remember the
Marlins?
The Marlins,
yeah.
Back in the day. And I lived through those, but I cannot wait to watch this NHL expansion draft and see how it works.
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking, from what I've seen, it looks like the people that are probably going to get picked up from the Blackhawks would probably be Trevor Van Riemsdyk.
Okay.
Very underperforming for the Blackhawks as a defenseman. We'll get back to the Blackhawks defenseman later on. And David Perron, who's slated to make $4.5 million this year, would be probably a good way for the Blues to part ways with a player who's a little older.
Yep.
And not really in the productive stages of his career
and they
anymore.
need that. They need that cap space, and we'll tell you why in a minute. All right, we're going to speed up just a little bit. How about number 3, your storyline number 3 in the offseason for the NHL?
Another big one, the idea of the Penguins going for a 3-peat.
Wow.
Which, unfortunately, it looks like it's a very big possibility. They're probably losing Fleury, like I said before, losing some older defensemen in Chris Kunitz and Nick Bonino. But then you're bringing back Crosby, Malkin, Murray, and a budding superstar in Jake Gensel.
Without a doubt.
13 goals in the playoffs, but 16 in the regular season.
It's sick.
Oh, my goodness.
And hockey is so much more unpredictable than the NBA.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. Golden State, if you go ahead and put your money on them for the next 2 years at least, hockey's a little more unpredictable. But when you talk about stuff like that, I mean, would you be sitting here surprised next June 16th that the Penguins just won their 3rd straight?
I would not, unfortunately. The only teams I really see giving them any kind of fits would be the Capitals. And the unfortunate thing about that is the Capitals are so bad in the playoffs.
They're just the Capitals.
They're the Capitals.
That's what they are.
But they can probably give them fits just because of their offensive talent.
Can Edmonton get better? Can they get that much better that quick?
Edmonton can. But,
I mean, they're pretty solid with McDavid and such, but I don't know that they can get that good.
Yeah, and the thing is once they get that good, the only way they'd be playing them would be in the Cup.
Yeah.
And when the Penguins are in the Cup, they're not losing.
No,
the only team I see beating the Penguins in the Cup would be the Blackhawks, which isn't it going to be so great when we finally have that Cup? I just feel like it's going to happen.
You think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen.
I hate to say this, but the Hawks are due for a good run in the postseason, which is funny. All right, speaking of the Hawks, let's go to number 4 storyline. Is it the Hawks or the Blues?
It's the Hawks. Number 4 is the Hawks. And that is, could the Blackhawks possibly move Brent Seabrook, who's slated to make $5 million this year and is on the wrong side of 30?
Yes, he is. I don't think Seabrook scares me next year. But, man, as you look at that contract down the road, they would love to get rid of that contract, and I'm not sure who would take it, to be honest with you. I mean, Seabrook has been unbelievable. He's a good defenseman. He's a veteran, and a lot of times the veteran defenseman, you'll see him play a lot of years and play at a high level.
Yeah, Matt Cullen.
Absolutely.
40 years old.
But I don't know. I mean, Seabrook, he's an older guy. Also, backup goalie. Scott Darling left. And I want to tell everybody, if you don't have a chance, if you Google the letter that Scott Darling wrote to Chicago. That's all I don't know how, like we talked about with Jeremy yesterday, I don't know how to Google what exactly you put in the Google line or whatever it's called. Just Google letter that Scott Darling wrote, the backup goalie. It is unbelievable how he dealt with alcoholism and was overweight and basically at the bottom of the barrel. And his dad and mom basically said, "What are you doing?" And it turns out then he ends up playing for the Blackhawks, his dream team, and wins a cup. It's unbelievable.
Truly inspiring.
So really that'll be the biggest thing for them is if they can unload Seabrook.
Yeah. But then going back on what you were saying about the backup goaltenders, people don't realize how important that is in hockey.
Huge.
They play about maybe a third of the games.
Right.
And if you don't have a backup goaltender who can sit in there like Darling has done, Darling was amazing a couple of years ago against the Predators, and then to come in for a third of the regular season, that's really important. I think the Blackhawks, that's probably their biggest concern right now. But yeah, like what you were saying about Seabrook, I think they got to try to unload him on maybe some team who's trying to get over that hump with some leadership, maybe pick up some younger talent on the defensive side.
It'll be interesting because they wouldn't get a lot for him. That's more of that just dumping a salary kind of thing for Seabrook, but it'll be interesting to see and see what the Hawks can do. All right, number 5 NHL offseason storyline, it centers around the notes.
Yes, it does. How good will Robbie Fabry be really is what's going to determine the success the Blues have this year. That and if Jake Allen, I'm not even setting the bar that high for Jake Allen, can he be a top 15 goaltender?
Okay.
If you can do that, we know that the Blues tend to have good defense.
Yes.
So if they can just have Fabry come back, you already have Tarasenko.
Right.
But yeah, Fabry coming back from that knee injury, who knows? He's young,
yes,
so that could
is.
bode well for him, but at the same time, some players just are never the same.
They're not, and you've got a lot of young. I mean, you've got youth that are pretty good. I mean, Vladdy's good, obviously. Schwartz is good, and you've got Fabry coming back. Fabry would have made a big difference in that Predator series. I'm not saying you beat Nashville, but that would have made a big difference against the Nashville Predators. Jake Allen really grew up, I think, this year.
Yeah.
He went through that spell that he was horrible, and Martin Brodeur then took over as goalie coach. Well, he's not going to be his goalie coach this year, but I'm hoping Jake Allen learned enough from him. And in front of you, like you said, the Blues always have solid defensemen. Now, one of their biggest issues this year will be signing Colton Parayko.
They need to do that.
And if they can unload, they will do it. They will figure out a way to do that.
Yeah.
And this is a team that's kind of strapped against the cap, but they will figure out a way to get Parayko signed. And I think if you can unload either Perron, which would be huge at 4.5, or Yori Laterra, who is a guy they brought over to team with Vladdy Tarasenko, thinking that those two would be magic on the ice, and it just hasn't worked. I think if what is it, the Golden Knights?
Yeah.
If they take either Perron or Laterra in that expansion draft, I will be one Blues fan that's shouting up and down, because that essentially means not only you're going to be able to sign Colton Parayko, who was in his second year and I think is going to turn into one of the top 10 defensemen in the NHL before it's said and done. He's got length. He's got toughness. He's got a little bit of an offensive game. I think he'll get better at that.
He's got everything you want in a Blues defenseman.
He does. He totally does. And that's one thing. You can criticize the Blues. I know they've never won the Cup, blah, blah, blah. They always have those good, solid defensemen. Al McInnes back in the day, Chris Pronger. I mean, they've always had those solid defensemen, and I think Colton Parayko is just the next guy in line with that. What'll be interesting, too, if I threw in a bonus all season, is what happens to Kevin Shattenkirk. And I know I'm saying that because he's a Blue Note and he went to the Capitals. I don't think the Caps are going to sign him. And it'll be interesting to see what team out there. He's probably the best defenseman available right now on the market for the off season. It'll be interesting to see what team he joins. He's not a top of the line in terms of absolute defenseman, but he's so offensive minded and can run the point of your power play that if you can add him to a potent team, that could make a difference. And maybe, slide the ice a little bit in favor of a team trying to beat the Penguins. But then again, he was on the Capitals, and that didn't work.
That didn't work out well for them either.
So who knows? All right, good stuff there. I like that. That is the 5 NHL offseason storylines presented by Harry Black, and I love it. All right, when we come back, would you rather? Can you explain what would you rather is?
Well, would you rather traditionally is just let me break it down for you.
When you pause like that, I'm like, oh boy.
Usually when people think would you rather, they think some kind of vile things.
Right. And by the way, nobody texted in that they're a Sixers fan.
Yeah.
359-2255. Really? We have no other Sixers fans in Central Illinois? Come on. All right, go ahead. Would you rather?
Yeah, okay. So,
would you rather be a Sixers fan or try to run across Windsor at 5 o'clock at night? Is that kind of an example of would you rather?
I guess so.
Okay.
Mine are more mundane, and that's
okay.
I think the beauty is in how mundane they really are.
Okay. Am I going to be in harm in any one of these? Could I face death in any one of these would you rathers?
The first one.
Really? Right off the bat? Okay, so this could not be, I might not even make my pedal and drink tonight bike race. That could be fun. All right, we're back with Would You Rather. It is the Tay and J Show.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Lands is your local Mitsubishi Electric Diamond dealer. Our technicians are experts at solving your comfort needs, one room or your whole house. Let us show you how a Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling System can save you money now. Your comfort is our priority. Call Lands today at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or find us online at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
If you're looking for something to do to celebrate the 4th, the Champaign County Freedom Celebration has exciting events planned just for you. The parade steps off at 11:05 a.m., and you don't want to miss the shaded tents for our seniors, the high school bands, cold air balloons, or Wells Fargo's horses and stagecoach, just to name a few included in our parade lineup this year. All happening at the University of Illinois. For more information, visit July4th.net or call 217-531-3777.
From buyers and sellers inspections before the sale, protect your future with AA Marshall Home Inspection Services. We also provide radon testing with results back in 48 hours. From Champaign to Savoy and Gifford to Gibson City, protect your future with AA Marshall Home Inspection Services. Get more details and schedule your inspection today at aamarshall.net.
You already know Houlihan's Restaurant and Bar at the iHotel is a great restaurant, but don't forget about the bar. Fantastic drink specials and mouth-watering menu items from snacks to full meals, a nice selection of draft, craft, and domestic beers, and just about any cocktail you can imagine. Watch a game with multiple flat screens on all sides of the bar, or grab some tables and make it a party. Drink specials daily, plus Houlihan's is now serving a delicious hot breakfast 7 days a week. Houlihan's at the iHotel. Check them out at the corner of 1st Street and St. Mary's Road, just south of the State Farm Center.
Matthew 28:18-20 states, Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age. Jesus charges us to spread his message to all ends of the earth. How are you spreading his message? Support local and international ministries and get involved. This message brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floors. When you're heading home, Tay and Jay are on your way talking sports. Weekday afternoons 3 to 6 here on ESPN Radio 93.5.
Tay and J Show, ESPN Radio 93.5. Lon Tay, Harry Black. Just got a text on the Cheap Hour text line. Lon, don't feel bad. There probably isn't any White Sox fans. And aren't any White Sox fans in Central Illinois either. But you know what? There are.
Yeah, we have one on our show. Yeah.
Jeremy Werner. And I seriously personally know like 12 White Sox fans that are friends of mine. So I think there's a lot more. There's just no Sixers fans. Where's the Mark Ivoroni fans out there in the world? The Andrew Toney, the Mo Cheeks, The Bobby Jones, best six-man ever. All right, it is time for Would You Rather. We don't have any fancy like we do like Taste Take.
What you feeling, huh? What's on your mind, huh? I think I have too much.
Illinois football just got 2 commits, is what I'm hearing from our interns, Trevor. So we'll see. Maybe we got a phone call. This might be Jeremy.
Oh, okay.
So if this happens, we may have to put Would You Rather on hold for a second
nerds.
and talk. But we'll see if that's the case. But here's what we're going to do. Let's start. Why don't we start with Would You Rather, and then we'll go from there. It's not Jeremy, so I don't think we're going to take it, and I apologize. So let's go start with number 1. Would you rather? This is basically you presenting me with an idea.
All right, this kind of stemmed from a conversation we were having the other day when you picked up a picture of a snake on the internet. So,
and I said, that'd be a horrible death.
That would be the worst way to go. So it got me thinking.
Okay,
Would you rather be consciously swallowed whole by a snake with a steak knife in your hand?
Oh,
or
you're giving me
giving you a chance.
Okay, like a Longhorn steak knife or
something.
Okay,
wink, wink.
Got
it. or be surrounded by 40 birds from the movie The Birds.
Wow. All right, I mean, listen, it would not be fun to be picked to death.
Yeah.
But I would still rather do that than sit there and be swallowed whole. And even knowing I've got a weapon, I actually have a knife that I could jam into the snake. I don't think I'd want to see the innards of a snake.
Yeah, probably not.
I just don't want to. So I'd rather be picked by the birds and hope that I can just run away. I don't know.
All right. Not taking advantage of that Longhorn knife.
I don't like either one of those options.
Number 2.
All right.
Would you rather be able to fly, but only while totally nude, or hold your breath underwater infinitely, but only when you're fully clothed?
So I have to be clothed underwater, which would be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been you've fallen out of a boat or something.
I've been pushed into a pool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. It really is so uncomfortable. Or I can fly around.
You can
nude.
fly. Hey, there's naked lawn flying through the sky again,
which nobody would want to see. Yes, without a doubt, I'd rather fly nude. Can I fly fast?
You can fly as fast as you want.
Because I would spare the people on the ground the idea that they're looking up at me. So let's fly fast then. I'd rather fly nude. All right, number 3.
Number 3.
This is good.
If you could only eat... Okay, this one's a little more mellow.
Okay.
If you could only eat one type of meal for all 3 meals for the rest of your life, would it be breakfast food, lunch food, or dinner food?
Okay, this isn't even close.
Yeah, for me it isn't even
breakfast.
Close. Yeah.
I bet for 90% of the people you asked, is it because we don't... Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that eat breakfast every day.
Oh, my God. When you get to have pancakes for dinner, oh my God.
But is it just a deal where, like for lunch, I eat a lot of sandwiches, right? I'm a peanut butter guy. I'll eat bologna. I got a fancy life. I'm not going to lie to you. And then for dinner, I eat pizza, grill out a steak or some chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
But breakfast, I hardly ever get my lazy butt up in time to make a good breakfast. So easily breakfast.
The thing about breakfast, too, is you could have the same breakfast 20
matter.
days in a row.
Yes.
But if you have, like, pizza back-to-back, it's kind of a little weird.
Pizza would be the one thing I could probably do.
Maybe, but any other dinner
else,
food back-to-back,
I totally agree. Totally agree.
All right.
Number 4.
Would you rather always have your pillow be the perfect temperature or always have your coffee the perfect temperature?
Okay, I don't like coffee, so I'm going to go with just another drink.
Okay.
How about, I like hot chocolate.
Okay, then hot chocolate.
Like if I'm on like a business trip, and everybody's drinking coffee, I always order hot chocolate, even if I don't want it.
Just order it, and hey,
so I look like...
I'll have a hot chocolate, then they bring it to you.
Then they bring it with the whipped cream on it. I'm like, what 12-year-old Lon get? I'm like, stop it. But I want to look like I'm drinking coffee. Like I want to try to mature myself, which I need. So I'll drink hot chocolate. I would easily rather have the pillow the same temperature.
Oh, isn't that the best?
And I need a good pillow.
Yeah.
That's fine. I've got a pillow that's now too soft, and I've got one that's too rigid.
Yeah, the 2 flat ones are the worst.
And I've got like 6 other pillows. I've just got to figure out. I've got to take about 20 minutes out of my life and figure out a pillow combination that I like.
The thing is, though, it doesn't matter because when you go to sleep, it's always a little different.
It is.
And that's the weirdest
and
thing.
And, man, it'll give you a bad night's sleep if you don't have a good pillow. There's no doubt if you're going to spend money on something, it's a pillow. All right, go ahead to the next.
All right. Would you rather trade 3 fingers that are not thumbs for the ability to read minds or one of your thumbs for superhuman strength?
Oh, my gosh. All right, so I'd have to get rid of 3 fingers to be able to read minds. I would not want to read minds.
Okay, yeah.
I would not want to read minds.
Okay.
I honestly would not.
Okay, yeah.
That would scare. But for the purpose of the game, or I can get rid of one thumb.
One thumb. And you know what? We'll say it's your left thumb.
Okay. Because thumbs probably serve more of a purpose than you
way
think.
more, yeah.
I mean, you can't throw a 2-seam, 4-seam slider, any of that without your thumb. You can throw a splitter.
I was going to say you can't pick up a pencil without a thumb, but you're right.
Well, I think you can, but wow. But if it's just one, I'm taking the superpower strength with the. I don't know why I'd need to be that strong.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been in a fight in my life. I guess then I could be, and you couldn't. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Try it.
I'm on.
Go ahead, try it. Okay, but then I'd walk around without a thumb. That'd be weird, but yeah, I'll take that.
All right.
I like that.
Would you rather be a moderately successful musician with a few somewhat known songs,
okay,
or a one-hit wonder with one wildly popular song?
Oh, that's a good one. Man, that is a good one.
Because think about like people like the guys who made the Macarena.
Yeah,
they're always going to be known as those guys who made that song.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
Okay. That or a guy that you just have a couple of.
You're a known band.
You're decent.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's. I think I'd rather have. Okay, personally, I'd rather be known for somebody that produced something more than just one thing.
Yeah.
So I think I would take the artist that has a few good songs. So at least I could tour state fairs.
Yeah.
Then again, like I'm sure Who Let the Dogs Out people.
Yeah, I'm sure they're still touring.
You know what? That's probably true.
Yeah.
Maybe I should change that. What would you do?
I'd probably do
take the star, take the big one. Be Rick. What is that? Rick Isle or whatever. What's his name?
Who?
Oh, never mind. I can't think of his name.
Rick James?
No, not Rick James.
The Super Freak?
No, somebody will think of it. He's got like one good song out there. By the way, I got to do this real quick for FCC's sake.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Okay, how about your next one? I'm going to go more songs. That's what I'm going to go.
All right. Okay. Would you drink a carton of expired milk a week for a year? So that's 52 cartons. No health drawbacks, just you have to deal with the smell and the taste. If it meant that you could bring back your all-time favorite sports figure back to play 5 more seasons. So who's your favorite all-time, I'm guessing Cardinal?
Rick Astley is the guy.
Not the baseball player. Rick Astley is the guy you're talking about before.
He's the singer.
Yeah.
You know what it'd be? Probably be Dr. J. Red is my favorite color because of him, and 6 is my favorite number because of him. Not because of Stan Musial, although that helps that he was 6. Dude, I'm not drinking spoiled milk for a year. That's
yeah. You'd have to chew it.
Oh, stop it. And I don't mind. Somebody just brought in Rick Astley. Never gonna give you up. You do you know that song?
Oh yeah.
Never gonna let you down. Yeah. Look, it'd be like cottage cheese that smelled.
Oh
no, I'm going. I'll let Julius Erving retire. Let's move to the next one.
All right. Okay, this one I threw a little bit of my own kind of preference in.
This could be interesting.
Would you rather be a master chef, Gordon Ramsay level, a chess grandmaster, Boris Spassky level, or be an all-star for 1 year in any sport?
This is easy for me. I mean, this is easy for me because I'd take the latter. I'd want to be an all-star at one sport. But if I threw that one out, knowing that that's in there, I would want to be a chef.
Yeah.
Right? If you could cook.
Yeah, if you could. I try to cook. And I think sometimes I cook somewhat well, but to see what these people do.
Can you imagine if you could have your neighbors over and you whipped up an entire... that'd be cool.
You'd be the hero.
You would be the bomb.
Yeah.
So I'd be a chef. I think that'd be pretty cool. But give me an all-star, give me an all-star second baseman for the Cardinals for a year.
Tommy Maddox for 1 year.
That's what I want to do. I'd be Tommy Maddox.
All right. Would you wear flip-flops / sandals an entire winter if at the end you got a piece of furniture / technology of your choice?
Wow.
So like a Lazy Boy recliner or a flat screen TV.
And if you ask these guys around here, I actually do that during the winter. I do. I wear flip-flops during the winter. What I do is I get slides and I wear socks with them, which people make fun of me. But that's what I do.
I mean, that's what I wore to class.
Exactly.
Because that's what they provided, so I would wear flip-flops.
Boom. But these are actually flips. Like you can't have socks on, is what I assume. Because, I mean, you got to have a little danger to it.
With the snow in your feet.
If I could then add a technological, what was it?
You could have like a Lazy Boy or a flat screen TV, anything that you kind of like would find in your house, or like a home theater.
I would do it.
Yeah, I think I would do that.
I totally would do that. Because you can turn your heat on in your truck, right? And then run into wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Unless you worked outside. If that was working outside, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
Luckily, though, you work from a chair.
My feet get cold. You get older, your feet get cold. So, I'll still do but I can go buy a TV. I like flip-flops, though. Give me flips.
All right. Okay.
How many more we got?
We got 3 more.
All right, let's do them quick.
Okay. Would you accept the ability to time travel but not interact with anything, or allow your dreams to go as long as you want and have the ability to have complete control over them?
Oh, wait a minute. This is heavy. Start this again. Would I rather time travel
but not be able to kind of be in like a bubble where you can't and no one can see you and you can't interact with anything?
Okay.
Or have complete control over your dreams and have them go as long as you want?
Oh, that's a really good one. Oh, I think I'd rather do the dream thing. Wouldn't you? Because you got some weird dreams.
Well, there's some things for me. It's like if you look back at history and there's some unanswered questions.
Yeah.
Even if you can't
that's
interact
true,
with them,
though.
you could go back and observe.
I mean, you could go back and see like your parents as they were kids.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I was thinking like just like even deeper, like go back. What if you wanted to see like the Vikings or like Jesus?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good call. Because I have some weird dreams, man, that sometimes you wake up and you're like, wow, what was that?
Wow, I wish I could control that. I wish someone would give me a would you rather where I could control that.
You know what? I think I'd rather time travel. The idea of time traveling is pretty cool.
Oh, it's amazing.
So I'd rather do that. I could can I drink a beer? Like if I time travel back and watch Stan Musial play, can
just
I drink a beer?
Just have a lawn chair, have a Bud Light in your hand.
Nobody sees me and nobody can touch me, but I can at least get a beer.
Yeah.
Then I'm time traveling.
All right.
For sure.
This one I think is a little deep.
Oh boy.
Would you rather stub your pinky toe for a year, every day for a year, or know that your favorite sports team will never win a championship?
Wait, that sounds bad on both ends.
Yeah, well, if you stub your toe every day for a year, you don't know that.
Oh.
But if you know that your team will never win a championship, then you won't stub your pinky toe every day for a year. Just think about one of them ruins a year. One of them ruins your entire life in one sport.
Can you imagine? I mean, because there's no guarantee, like as an Arizona Cardinal fan, that they're ever going to win.
Yeah. But
I haven't had to go through a lot of pain for that.
Yeah.
But to know that they'd never win.
Then it would be like, why am I watching?
Right. That's the thing, that it would make me not a fan of the sport, probably.
Yeah.
I guess. Or a team. Man, I don't know. I don't want to stub my toe for a year.
Yeah, but do you want to go through life knowing, like, what if it was God forbid, what if it was the Cardinals, St. Louis?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for the sake of all the Cardinals fans out there, I'll stub my toe.
Yeah.
I mean, when you stub your toe, what is that about?
That's about 20
to 30 seconds, where then you get mad at the dresser.
Yeah. And then you kick the dresser and stub your other toe.
You punch it, and it's like now my fist hurts. That was a good move, Lon.
All right.
I'll stub my toe.
Last one, I got a little lazy.
I'm trying to think of a stub toe with flip-flops. I wouldn't look good, but I'd have a new TV.
Trying to combine these.
I'd have a new TV to watch my team almost win a championship every year. All right, final one.
Last one, got lazy. Would you rather have, but I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Would you rather have a pet dragon or have a superpower of your choice?
A pet dragon would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Who's the girl on Game of Thrones?
Daenerys.
She is hot. Right? I don't know how I just went right to that level, but I did. So can I have her with the dragon?
I'll give that for you,
okay.
Lon.
So I get her and the dragon, or I get a superpower?
Yeah, any superpower you want, or you can be Lon Stormborn with the dragon.
I mean, I'm already flying around nude. I've already got
You're already
superpower.
flying around naked.
A dragon. I'm not sure I'd want to be around a dragon every day, even though it'd be your
your
dragon.
pet dragon.
So they,
yeah.
I loved how you emphatically explained that to me.
You have to know this is yours.
This will be your pet dragon. I will. I think I'd rather have a superpower.
If it could be anyone,
I would. And what would you want to be as a superpower?
I've thought about that.
I want to be invisible.
I would want
to be able to be invisible and then be seen.
Yeah, I would probably want the combo power, even though Wolverine's always in pain because he has the adamantium bones.
Oh,
I probably would want to do that just because
Okay.
it seems so cool.
It does seem pretty cool. I think, you know what? I think I would rather have I'd rather be invisible. Just pop it. Look, you could go into any sporting event.
Yeah, there you go.
And just show up.
Yeah.
You're like, well, then again, they could still say, do you have a ticket? I'd be like, well, hold on. And then you'd be invisible.
I'm gone and I just walked. Where'd he go?
That dude just left again. All right. This was great, Harry. I appreciate your help with Would You Rather and 5 NHL offseason storylines. Also, Drew Dickinson joined us at 4:05. We appreciate his time. We did get Jordan Slaughter and Jakari Norwood are the two Illinois football commits. I appreciate that. Our work in the other room. Jordan Slaughter, Jeremy said that's probably a kid that the Illinois might get a commitment from. He's an offensive lineman, so they got Jordan Slaughter and also Jakari Norwood. So the Fighting Illini now up to 5, right? Is it 5 commits?
I think so,
or
yeah.
6? It doesn't matter. I should know this, but I don't. It's either 5 or 6.
Jordan Slaughter, best name we've recruited so
I love
far.
that, right?
Yeah.
Jordan Slaughter and Jakari Norwood. Jeremy and I will talk about it on Monday. All right, Harry, thank you, buddy. I'm going pedaling now. I'm going to go drink beer and pedal around Champaign tonight.
Get the weekend started right.
I'm going to be there from like 9 to 10:30. So if you're downtown and you see a pedal thing go by, be like, hey, what's up, Lon?
Hey, it's Lon.
It's Lon. Why not? All right, we're out of here. It's the Tay and J Show.
If you have nothing to smile about, schedule an appointment today at Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul. Turn your frown upside down and show off those beautiful teeth. We all have unique smiles, and we know what it takes to maintain those smiles. After all, a smile is like a personal signature, whether young or old. Maintaining your beautiful smile has never been easier with a visit to Angel Smiles Dental Center. From fillings, crowns, and root canals to dental implants and braces for kids and adults alike, Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul will serve your entire family for all of your dental needs in all stages of life. Angel Smiles accepts the medical card for most services. For those children 20 and under, they accept a number of insurance plans, and they have an in-house dental plan to help people who have no insurance at all. Angel Smiles Dental Center is waiting to see you. Schedule a visit today at Angel Smiles Dental Center in Rantoul. Visit angelsmilesdentalcenter.com. That's angelsmilesdentalcenter.com or call 892-8868.
U-Buy Community Credit Union for campus and community.
When you think about summer, what comes to mind? Sunshine, picnics, ice cream, and double points. That's right, double points all summer long with the Illini Visa Rewards Card and the U of I Community Credit Union. Now through the end of summer, use your Illini Visa Rewards Card on purchases for gas, groceries, and restaurants and score double points. Plus, you can score an extra bonus 1,000 points with your Illini Visa for 20 or more transactions each month. Use those points to purchase once-in-a-lifetime trips and experiences. Not a member yet? Visit IlliniCard.org today.
U of I Community Credit Union for campus and community. There's a time for work, there's a time for play. There's a time to do things you don't do every day. There's a place to go for tools and machines and people with knowledge about these things. We've been here since 53 to meet your rental needs. When the time comes, we're the place for everything. Rental City.
Inside Cardinals Nation, and we are back after this on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Sure, we've been called a mom and pop store. We take it as a compliment. After all, we are family owned and operated with 2 generations active us for around 20 years each or longer. We run our business with old-fashioned customer service as our foundation, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Add our great selection of hand-picked mattresses, all proudly made in the USA at guaranteed lowest prices, and we're sure you won't find a better deal anywhere. Visit us and experience the Illini mattress difference today.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
Summer is here and the car buying is easy, especially when you have the big three American automakers all in one place. Come to McFerrin Park in Hoopeston beginning on Monday, June 12th to see the entire inventory from Anthem, Chevrolet Buick, Ford of Hoopeston, and Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Hoopeston. Choose from hundreds of America's favorite cars in one easy-to-get-to location. Buick, Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, Jeep, and Ram, all in McFerrin Park on Route 1 in Hoopeston, June 12th through the 17th.
Awesome Machine Sales and Rental wants you to take charge of your yard with Toro. Toro has the quality you expect and dependability you deserve from your lawn equipment. Awesome Machines and Toro has the right machine to keep you inside and cool this summer season. With push mowers starting as low as $269 and zero turns starting as low as $22.99 with 0% financing available. Simply awesome. Awesome Machines Sales and Rental, Route 45 in Savoy, Route 36 in Tuscola, and online at awesomemachines.net.
Alex Ferrario back with you on the Cardinals Radio Network, live from Ballpark Village in downtown St. Louis, out in Baltimore tonight. Cardinals start a 3-game weekend series against the Orioles, and we'll get the DH into the lineup tonight for the Cardinals, and might be a good thing for how good the offense has been contributing for the Cardinals as of late. And we'll get deeper into the lineups with John Rooney and Ricky Horton once we get closer to first pitch. But Dexter Fowler will still bat in the 2-hole tonight as Matt Carpenter leading things off for the Cardinals. But Dexter Fowler will be playing the designated hitter role tonight for the Cardinals. So a day off defensively for Dexter, but still in the lineup. And Tommy Pham will be batting 7th and playing in center field. And when you go to the Orioles side, well, they don't have Chris Davis, who is still injured for the Baltimore Orioles. They do have Manny Machado, Adam Jones, and Mark Trumbo in the lineup. All three of those guys are not playing up to the expectations that you would for those three All-Stars on the Orioles lineup. Again, we'll get deeper into the lineups once we get to John Rooney and Ricky Horton tonight on our Ameren pregame show. But we check in on our Monsanto Farm Report. First of all, check in on Memphis Redbirds last night.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball ripped. Third bad hop off the glove of DeJesus in the left. That will easily score Bader. Big turn, slamming on the brakes is Wisdom at first. A bad hop single gives Memphis a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, 2 big hits for Patrick Wisdom, that one being the RBI in the second inning for Memphis, but they fell to Colorado Springs last night 6-2 with only 5 hits in the game and 2 errors. But the good news for the minor leagues for the Cardinals last night was Springfield Cardinals.
And a swing and a miss here. De La Cruz down over the top of that sinker. It's an inning opening strikeout for Alcantara, his 4th on the day.
Yeah, Alcantara for the Springfield Cardinals picked up a victory last night. 6 innings pitched. He gave up 2 hits and had 4 strikeouts in his outing, but still holds a 5.48 ERA right now in 12 games started for the Springfield Cardinals. But the offensive side of it,
well, here's a ball that is way back and absolutely gone. Over the manual scoreboard, Adolis Garcia, have yourself a try. 4-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, Adolis Garcia with a bomb in the game for the Springfield Cardinals last night as they won that game 6-3. It was Garcia's 6th home run for the Springfield Cardinals of the season. That's our Monsanto Farm Report, proud supporter of America's farmers. When we return on the Ameren pregame show, we will chat with Post-Dispatch columnist Benjamin Hockman. So we'll talk not only about the Cardinals' tough homestand, but is this the team that you should expect the rest of the season? We'll chat with Ben about that next on the Amarin pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Grandpa, what's a sacrifice fly?
Well, it's when a batter hits a fly ball to drive in a run. He gives himself up.
He gives himself up for his friend?
Well, yes.
Grandpa?
Yeah?
I want to be a Cardinal when I grow up.
The minute your grandson became a Cardinals fan. Marriott St. Louis Grand. Best place to take in the boys of summer. Book this minute at MarriottStLouisGrand.com to get great deals on tickets and to be steps away from Busch Stadium. Let's play ball.
And the Cardinals have won the game on a home run by the Wizard.
Hey Cardinal fans, Ozzie Smith here for Amarin, Illinois. It's easy to be an energy-saving whiz. Start by installing a qualifying smart thermostat in your home. You'll get cash back and save up to 15% on your energy bills. Amarin, Illinois energy efficiency programs put more power in your hands. That's energy at work. To learn more, visit AmarinIllinois.com/programs.
Hanson's Auto Repair in Urbana is a family-owned and operated full-service garage. For over 40 years, they've offered friendly atmosphere, quality work, and reasonable prices. Whether it's an oil change, brake service, or engine replacement, Hanson's Auto does it all. They're a locally owned dealer who cares, providing fast, comprehensive, and expert service. Family-owned, operated, and trusted since 1966. Hanson's Auto Repair, 1202 East Washington in Urbana. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Visit them online at hansonsautorepair.com.
Hey, it's Stevie J. Have the roof your home deserves. For your next roofing project, why don't you go with Roof Doctors, a locally owned and family-operated business for over 25 years. They use superior materials. They're a certified shingle contractor, so they can offer a 50-year non-prorated full system warranty, and they won't loan your work out to subcontractors. Hey, Roof Doctors has worked on my home, and the results are fantastic. But don't just take it from me. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, Roof Doctors has plenty of satisfied customers. Get a free quote at roofdoctorsco.com.
Hello, this is Shane Coulter of Country Arbors Nursery. Country Arbors is your home of locally grown annuals, perennials, trees, and shrubs. And now all annuals are 50% off. Yes, all baskets, flats, and pots are 50% off. Petunias, zinnias, begonias, and coleus, all 50% off. And these aren't leftover plants. These have been watered every day and consistently fertilized, so there's still tens of thousands of beautiful plants at half the cost. Tropical and foliage plants are all 30% off. So come out to Country Arbors Nursery. Locally grown annuals and tropicals grown right here in Urbana, but now at half the cost. You can visit countryarbors.com for more information and direction.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place.
Back inside Cardinals Nation, Alex Ferrario with you as we open up the reporter's notebook before tonight's game against the Baltimore Orioles. We welcome in columnist for the Post-Dispatch, Benjamin Hockman. Ben, thank you so much for taking some time out, man. And you have an article out today in the Post-Dispatch and STLtoday.com. Cardinals sure are a maddening bunch. And Ben, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it's very maddening, and I feel bad for the fans because at least the starting pitching was going well, and the bullpen with Stillwell Rowe and Trevor Rosenthal were going up, but they couldn't get any hitting. Well, now they're getting hitting, and and Rosenthal are blowing key games, and the starters aren't even going 5 innings.
Yeah, the stat from ESPN this afternoon was 16 losses for the Cardinals when leading by multiple runs this season. Their most such losses through 65 games since 1895. So, yeah, a lot of frustration right now if you're a Cardinals fan.
Moreover, it was their chance to possibly pounce on some big wins in the division because the Cubs weren't doing well. I mean, if this was happening last year, the season would be over because the Cubs would be so far ahead at this point. But Chicago's been struggling notably with their starting pitching. And then, Milwaukee's in first place, and clearly they took 3 or 4 from St. Louis. That did indeed happen. But, you just kind of wonder if they're like a Cinderella-type situation where the clock's going to strike midnight.
So with a 4-3 homestand, Ben, and that 4 to 6 week window that John Mozeliak put out there last Friday, when you look at this team, do you sit there and say this is the best it's going to get, or do you feel like there's an improvement level still to come?
Yeah, I mean, the team as is doesn't seem like a team that's going to win the division. And I think, smart baseball people know that too in the front office, and they're watching it, and they understand that there are choices that have to be made. And you look at the Miami Marlins, a team that has numerous young stud players and a team that's going nowhere fast. Can St. Louis somehow get one of those guys and have to give up a few key players? The difference is, in previous years, the Cardinals will have to overtrade, if you will. There's no discount these days. I mean, we saw Adam Eaton, a pretty good all-star outfielder, but not, an A-plus lister, if you will. I mean, some of the top prospects in baseball were traded for him. So definitely St. Louis will have to give up a lot if they want to get a Christian Yelich or an Ozuna.
Okay, so with that 4 to 6 window, Ben, and you look at this upcoming series, 3 against Baltimore, 3 against Philadelphia, after going 4-3 on the homestand, and do you look at these 6 games and say, okay, after this you're going to have a really good taste of what this team is, or do you still feel like there's a couple more weeks that you want to see out of them?
I'd say a little longer just because it is a road trip, and it's harder to win on the road. The Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the National League on the road this year. I believe they only have 12 wins, and 3 teams in the National League have fewer road wins than St. Louis. So I see this club maybe winning 3 to 5 games on this trip. I don't think this is going to be a 6-2, or because the teams are so bad they're playing, or 6-2 or 2-6. So I think we need a little more time. And frankly, who's going to make a trade this early? I just don't see it happening. But yeah, as we creep into July, as we get to the All-Star break, you would think St. Louis would make a move because they understand that this is still a winnable division, but they can't win it with the team they currently have.
Finally, Ben, if there's any positivity that we can take away from tonight's game, it's going to be the fact that we get to see Carlos Martinez on the mound again, who has reclaimed that ace role if it was ever taken away from him this year.
Yeah, I hope fans are truly seizing the opportunity to watch Carlos Martinez pitch. You can make the argument that he's among the 5 best starting pitchers in the National League this year. He's an event pitcher, if you will, be it the slider, be it the changeup, and of course the fastball. He really puts on a show out there, and hopefully for fans he'll get one tonight against the reeling Orioles.
Again, Benjamin Hockman, our reporter's notebook tonight with us on the Amarin pregame show, and when we get back, we'll hear Mike Matheny talk a little about Carlos Martinez.
We talk about our ace, and that's Adam Wainwright. There's no question, but we're also very clear that Carlos Martinez is an ace in the making, and the stuff of an ace and the stuff of one of the better pitchers in the league. And so we just want him to keep learning, watch what he did last time, what made him so successful, and try and reproduce it.
Manager's Chat with John Rooney next on the Amarin pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
Needing a summer getaway but not sure where to go? Make the short drive to Hannibal, Missouri, and let the fun begin. Families will love the places that inspired Mark Twain's stories, including historic downtown, the Mark Twain Museum, and the Mark Twain Cave. Travelers looking for romance can enjoy a dinner cruise on the Mississippi, wine tasting at Cave Hollow West Winery, and a romantic B&B. Looking for adventure? Try a thrilling ghost tour. Write your own story in Hannibal. Go to visithannibal.com today. That's visithannibal.com.
Okay, so you're driving a sport utility or crossover utility vehicle and you like your utility without it being utilitarian. You should demand the same from your tires. The remarkable Cursor HSX Tour tire from Mastercraft, specially designed to look great, ride great, and perform even better. With a striking sidewall and tread design molded to an advanced silicon-fused tread compound for a breakthrough all-weather performance. The Cursor HSX Tour, only from Mastercraft.
Visit Tire Monkey today.
Hey, what are we doing for your birthday party this summer?
Well, I was hoping to have a cookout like last summer.
What? Don't you remember all those mosquito bites we got last year?
Good news, girls. Not only is Prairie View taking care of everyone's dandelions, now I'm going to take care of all their mosquitoes, too.
Yay!
Enjoy a bug-free summer. For all your mosquito control needs, call Lindy at Prairie View Landscaping and Turf Management at 355-9422. That's 355-9422 for mosquito control from Prairie View Landscaping.
You can fly in champagne. You can fly Willard Airport. You can fly Champaign. You can fly. Our airport is your doorway to the sky. So pack your things, spread your wings. You've got business to do. People who expect you. You can fly Champaign. You can fly Willard Airport.
At Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com.
Vapors e-cigs thinks it's time for you to take a permanent vacation from smoking. Take a permanent vacation away from cigarettes today. You'll smell better, you'll breathe better, and you'll feel better. Plus, you'll have more money than ever when you choose Vapors e-cig. Come in today and taste the difference with a premium electronic vape. You can get started for less than a carton of cigarettes. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Vapors e-cigs today. Find them at Champaign across the street from Marketplace Mall at 2 West Main Street in Danville. And follow them on Facebook for great deal offers and giveaways.
Alex Ferrario back with you on the Cardinals Radio Network as we get set for the series opener against the Baltimore Orioles tonight. Carlos Martinez, Kevin Gausman on the mound against each other. For more on tonight's game, we get things started with the manager's chat. Mike Matheny, John Rooney, brought to you by Webster University.
Well, Mike, what did you take away from the homestand that started so well and then ended with games that were oh so close?
You know, we needed to get things turned around. We needed some home cooking. It was one of the roughest road trips I could ever remember, especially in our division, going to Cincinnati, coming from Chicago first, and just one of those rough runs that we needed to change. I thought the guys did a great job in the series against Philly, and then even game one against Milwaukee. But just one of those tough finishes where every one of those games were right there for us, and for whatever reason, or for different reasons, got away from us. But I'm starting to see, John, more consistent baseball, what we're hoping for, with a better offense, grinding at bats. We're seeing the top of our order starting to take off. And all those things are pointing in a great direction. We're just going to need that starting pitching to still be solid. Michael had a little rough run and we had a really tough push on our bullpen this whole homestand. And so hopefully the guys continue to answer that call, get our starters locked in, and watch our offense continue to move in the right direction.
With the 7th and the 8th inning issues, Mike, you bring up a good point, though. Divvying up the innings, the starters only went like another inning or an inning and a third than the bullpen.
Yeah, and that's hard to bounce back from, especially when you don't have all the off days. You know, we had that one off day after playing 20 straight, but then we followed that up the next day with a doubleheader, and Marco not being able to go very deep in his game put a whole lot of stress on our guys. But they've answered really well. We're starting to see some guys really fall into and define some of those roles. We're watching Brett Cecil take steps forward, which is a huge piece down there. We're watching John Brebbia come in. I mean, who heard of John Brebbia? It's amazing that he's been able to come into some of the spots that he did, much like what we did to Matt Bowman last year. But Bowman's still in a good place. Rosie had one rough outing, was great the last one. O's had some good outings. The last one didn't go so well. I mean, it's just bouncing around, and but we know overall, I think we're starting to figure out what we've got down there, and I think they're starting to understand how they're going to help each other out each night.
And late in the ballgame, Mike, 1 or 2 pitches can make the difference between a W and an L.
Yeah, and that's that tough part about pitching at the back end of a game. And you know, O's been so good, and actually when Thames hit that ball, I didn't think there was any way that ball was getting out of the ballpark. But you know, it's down 6 inches, and I believe Sungwon gets the next out for us, and we get an opportunity to win that game. But you know, Milwaukee's been a team that's been able to put a lot of offense together late in the game, and you know, I believe that's the kind of offense we're going to be as well. They're dangerous. I think our guys have yet to see how dangerous we can be, and hopefully here in Baltimore we can start to do that.
Over the next 3 days, you have the designated hitter, Mike. How will you manage that?
We pay close attention. We have kind of an energy tracker, how much guys have been used, and take all the different criteria and put them in place, and then give us an idea of which guys are probably on the low end of that. And Dexter Fowler's one of those. It's nice having a guy like a Tommy Pham who plays a plus defense and can cover center field, to where we can keep Dex's bat in the lineup, as he and Carp have both been really just such a spark at the front of the lineup, kind of as we anticipated or hoped for all winter long. But looks a little different, 1-2, but they're putting that together so we can keep Dex going in a positive direction offensively, but give him a little rest on the defensive side.
And Carlos Martinez is coming off the game of a lifetime, complete game shutout over the Phillies.
Yeah, he's been so good, and that's just the kind of pitcher we expect him to be, and I know that's a lot to put on him, but that's we talk about our ace, and that's Adam Wainwright. There's no question, but we're also very clear that Carlos Martinez is an ace in the making, and the stuff of an ace, and the stuff of one of the better pitchers in the league. And so we just want him to keep learning, watch what he did last time, what made him so successful, and try and reproduce it.
As Tony used to say, whoever's out there that night, he's the ace.
Yeah, I think that's certainly always my favorite player is whoever's out there that particular day. But just love watching these guys take those opportunities. And Carlos has got a great opportunity to help lead our club right now with what he does on the mound, and he's something he's taken very seriously.
Let's have some fun on this road trip.
Sounds great, John. Thank you.
Well, he's got a great opportunity tonight against the Baltimore Orioles. 3-7 in their last 10 games. Lost yesterday to the Chicago White Sox 5-2. Again, the manager's chat brought to you by Webster University. More of John Rooney next, as he is joined by Ricky Horton from the broadcast booth. Up next on the Cardinals Radio Network.
You're at the ballpark every day, crouching down, catching heat, all but invisible. Your job lacks fame and glory, but offers plenty of distracting aches and pains. That's the life of a bullpen catcher. You can't afford to lose focus. Neither can your team. So be prepared with Ace braces, supports, and elastic bandages. Ace brand. Don't be distracted by pain.
Instead of cycling on and off like most heating and cooling systems, True Comfort Variable Speed by Train runs at quiet speeds. Yes, it's hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
In addition to unstoppable products, we also have an unstoppable offer. Buy a qualifying system and get special financing for 15 months. Visit traininfo.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval. That's traininfo.com.
It was big, huger than huge.
Big would be an understatement. Wow, this is giant.
It's Rosati's Pizza's Big Deal Beginning of the Week sale. This Monday and Tuesday, the big, huge deal is coming your way. Score a 14-inch, 2-topping thin crust pizza with a 2-liter for $17.10. Rosati's continues to celebrate their 10th anniversary with really large, big deals. A 14-inch, 2-topping thin crust pizza with a 2-liter for only $17.10 at Rosati's Pizza. 701 South Gregory and online at myrosatis.com.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Vapors e-cigs thinks it's time for you to take a permanent vacation from smoking. Take a permanent vacation away from cigarettes today. You'll smell better, you'll breathe better, and you'll feel better. Plus, you'll have more money than ever when you choose Vapors e-cigs. Come in today and taste the difference with a premium electronic vape. You can get started for less than a carton of cigarettes. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Vapors e-cigs today. Find them at Champaign across the street from Marketplace Mall at 2 West Main Street in Danville. And follow them on Facebook for great deal offers and giveaways.
At Body and Soul, they take pride in giving you the perfect fit for your athletic shoes. Their team of experts will help you in selecting the style that fits your purpose and your feet. Body and Soul has offered the best prices and best quality for more than 30 years. And they aren't just shoes. Whether it's walking, running, swimming, or biking, or whether it's for you or the whole team, visit Mike or Jed and their experienced staff at Body and Soul, Route 45 Savoy. Call 356-8926 or visit soulsports.com.
The Cardinals
Cardinals are back on the road, and we're at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, where they take on the Orioles tonight. And the Cardinals are facing a pitcher they have seen in the past, as the Orioles are going with Gausman. And Gausman gave up a win to the Cardinals back a few years. But here's a team that was oh so close against Milwaukee, yet won only 1 out of 4 games, Ricky.
It was a little frustrating, John, because you expected more out of that, especially after they played so well against the Philadelphia Phillies, sweeping that series. You thought maybe they could win 3 out of 4 against Milwaukee, pick up some ground, but it went the other direction. Really, I would say disappointing, frustrating, a couple of different words come to mind, but it isn't as if, as you say, they weren't in the games. They just couldn't come up with the outs late in games. The bullpen faltered a couple of times, and the offense, I still say, was better, but they needed a little bit more towards the end of a couple of those games.
When we last worked together, Ricky, we were leaving Cincinnati and saying quite simply the bullpen has to do a better job late in the game, but break down the innings over the Milwaukee series, and the starters went only another inning plus than the bullpen.
Yeah, rough start by Marco Gonzalez hurt them in that series, and Mike Leake did not have a good start his last time out either. So when you have the bad start, that taxes the bullpen more. I will say there's some guys in that Cardinals bullpen that are getting better. The second line guys, if you want to call them that, guys like Brebbia and Brett Cecil and Matt Bowman, he's really a first line guy, but those three certainly had some good moments in that series, but it wasn't enough. And one of the problems with having to use 5 relievers in one game, if one guy has a bad day, you might lose, and that happened twice in that series against Milwaukee.
Now, as Kevin Gausman pitches tonight for Baltimore, he'll be opposed by Carlos Martinez, who's coming off a complete game shutout of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, the Phillies are a struggling team, but they have some guys in their lineup who can hit and drive in runs.
They have Adam Jones, Trumbo, Machado in the middle of their lineup. This is a good team that's not playing well, but they are playing well here at Camden Yards, and it is a hitter's ballpark. There's no question about that. You play in Baltimore. Last time we were here a few years ago, we saw the ball flying all over the place here in this ballpark. Just get it elevated and it might go out. So Carlos Martinez is really the ideal guy to be pitching against a good lineup in a park like this, because he can really negate that by keeping the ball in the infield. He did that against the Phillies. He was unbelievable, John, in that game against the Phillies. First career shutout, and it seemed like he could have gone 16 innings if he had to.
Well, Chris Davis is not available. He's injured for the Baltimore Orioles. Yet, as you said, Ricky, they have Adam Jones. Manny Machado's really struggling. He's swinging at about everything and comes in batting .214. Trey Mancini has hit .298, hits the ball all over the ballpark. And Wellington Castillo has had a decent track record hitting against Cardinal pitching.
You know, I worry about guys like Machado, because you know how good a player he is, and he's a top-notch defensive player, too. He's a highlight reel in and of himself, but you know, he does have 12 home runs, so it's not as if he can't run into one. And again, at a ballpark like this, where the team plays much better at home, he's still a dangerous out.
And it's very frustrating for a starting pitcher to have the feeling after releasing the pitch, hey, I just made a great pitch, look up and think, I have a fly ball out, and then the ball goes 5 or 6 rows deep here.
Well, you really have to talk yourself into understanding that if the pitch is the right pitch, that's all you can do, and you just can't worry about what happens after that. It's a little bit like if a fielder drops it. You can't control that either. Or if it takes a bad hop and it's a ground ball, you can't control that. So there's some of the things about this game you can't control, and you know, it's easier said than done, though. A ballpark like this can get in your head if you're not careful. It'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals starters fare in this series, knowing that point.
Just a few things to think about as we get started with the 3-game series here in Baltimore, and we send it back to the studio and Alex Ferrario.
All right, guys, looking forward to getting first pitch underway out in Baltimore, and hopefully the rain will stay away as well. When we return on the Ameren pregame show, Mike Claiborne checks in with Baseball Hall of Famer and former Orioles pitcher Jim Palmer. So we'll hear from the Hall of Famer next on the Ameren pregame show on the Cardinals Radio Network.
We, the entertainment-loving people, demand the best unlimited wireless plan ever from AT&T.
I thought I raised you better than to make demands like that.
You know what? We want even more than that. We want AT&T to give us unlimited entertainment.
What else do you want, a flying car?
Well, maybe HBO included in our plan.
How about a unicorn?
And we want to watch all our favorite shows without paying overages.
Good luck with that.
And we want all of this, plus we want to save $25 on our monthly DirecTV bill.
But you can save me $25?
Well, yeah.
I'm proud of you, son.
Only AT&T offers you unlimited data with HBO included and never pay overages. Visit your local AT&T store and get AT&T Unlimited Plus, our best wireless deal on unlimited data. Plus, save $25 per month on DirecTV. It's entertainment your way.
After 22 gigabytes of data usage, AT&T may slow speeds. Plan includes stream saver and videos will stream in standard definition unless you turn it off. $25 DirecTV savings requires AT&T Unlimited Plus. Credits start within 3 bills. Service prices subject to change. Other usage, speed, fees, charges, and restrictions apply. See att.com/unlimited for details.
Hi, it's Corey with Max Twin City Recycling. We pride ourselves on giving the area an outlet to recycle and get paid for their unwanted metals. We're taking our community focus a step further with our Recycling for a Cause program. Each month, Max Twin City will choose a different local charity to feature in an effort to raise money for those causes. Visit maxrecycling.com for a complete list of program details.
It's all about the best beef, the best pork, and of course,
the sausages.
At the U of I Meat Sales Room. If Coach Ditka lived in CU, I'm sure he'd buy his meat from the U of I Meat Sales Room. The beef is great, the pork is great, but
the sausages
are delicious. Smoked sausage, Italian sausage, Polish sausage, and even brats. It's all fresh, locally produced, and locally grown. Visit the U of I Meat Sales Room near the corner of Lincoln and Florida in Urbana.
Sausages.
Oh, hey, hi, hello there. It's me, your air conditioner. You can call me AC if you want, but Mr. Conditioner is my dad's name. Okay, listen, you may have noticed that I'm using a lot of energy right now, and that's why you need to call an expert. Yep, the experts can give me a precision tune-up, so you'll save up to 30% on energy bills, and I won't have to work so hard, which is great because I'm about to pass out.
At Chief Bauer Service Experts, save $41 off an AC Precision Tune-Up. Call 866-EXPERTS or visit chiefbauer.com. For expert service guaranteed.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
Okay, U of I Meat Sales Room theme song, take one. The Meat Boat. Soon we'll be grilling another steak. I'm pretty sure that's already been done before. Take two. I'll eat meat with you. I'll eat burgers and brats. Yet again, already been done before. Take three. Meat, 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 meat. Meat, 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 meat. The U of I Meat Sales Room on Maryland and Urbana. They may not have clever theme songs, but they do have the best meat in town.
Here in Baltimore, Cardinals and the Baltimore Orioles for 3, and we have a chance to visit with the Hall of Famer Jim Palmer, who we see in spring training. As you still live in the Jupiter area?
Well, I actually live down in Palm Beach, so I always I meant to get over to the 45th Street Stadium this year, but when I go to Jupiter, I've been going up there for so many years. I know all the parking attendants, so I know even if I don't have my pass, which I usually wait to get when I do some spring training games for the Orioles over in Sarasota, I know I can get in. But I didn't know about 45th Street, so I did come up to see the Cardinals and the Nationals because I used to pitch against Dusty Baker when we would travel north when he was with the Braves. So, pretty nice place to train.
It really is. So tell me about your Baltimore Oriole Ball Club.
A little bit like the Cardinals. We're underachieving. Contrary to the Cardinals, they were 12-12 and 13-13 the first 2 months. We started out 22-10. We were 8-1 in one-run games, and we played a makeup game. I think it was on the May 16th. We had a 6-2 lead. Now our bullpen was deleted. O'Day has been off and on the disabled list, best closer in baseball, arguably. Zach Britton, 47 out of 47. He got 5 saves, and then he had some forearm problems. He wasn't there, and we ended up losing 7-6 in Washington. And from then we went to Kansas City, lost 3 one-run ball games. We lost 2 out of 3 in Detroit, and all of a sudden that 22-10 is now 32-33. So we haven't been able to win on the road. We won the other day in Chicago. We had lost 11 straight games on the road. Here at Camden Yards, a little bit different. We are 21-10, but we did get swept. We got swept by the Twins. It's not the same club when you don't have your bullpen, and then our starting pitching's really been in disarray all year long.
Well, we know a little bit about bullpen action in St. Louis, as it hasn't been as good as they needed to be. So, talking about pitching for a second, you're a Hall of Famer. You've been through the wars. Why don't we see guys go longer in ball games? Is it because of the quality start and the 6-inning mentality and the 100-pitch count, or is there something else you see?
Well, I mean, Carlos Martinez, who's going to pitch, what did he do? They got him some runs. He pitched 9 innings. He was very efficient, 107 pitches or 104 pitches, whatever it was, 69 strikes. Very talented young guy. If you go back and look the last guy to pitch 250 innings in a season was Justin Verlander, and that was 2011. Of 30 teams, all the starting pitchers in 2016, I think he had 74 that qualified for the ERA title. That means pitched 162 innings, because that's what you have to do. The average start now is 5.6 per start, both American and National League. That's the lowest number, I think, ever. They pay more for less, but that's kind of the way the system works. And the problem is, for the Orioles, one of our great strengths is when everybody's healthy that, you can get 17 outs, and then you can go to your bullpen and you're actually going to have some success. Now, you take Daudet and Britton out of your bullpen, now all of a sudden, and we're not doing this, all of a sudden 15, 16 outs, you're going to bullpen guys that are minor league guys. They're not inexperienced. They don't have a track record, and that's when you get in trouble.
Jim Palmer, it's always good to see you. Hopefully we'll have some good baseball this weekend.
Well, let's hope so.
We've seen enough bad baseball.
Well, I know, but we're not looking forward to facing Carlton Martinez. But we have a guy, Kevin Gausman, number 1 draft choice out of LSU. Not pitching like Martinez, but capable of doing that. And, he's going to have to be on his A game tonight for the Orioles to keep that winning streak here in Baltimore.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Take care.
Hey, Cardinal fans, there's another MVP in our community. Rankin Jordan Pediatric Bridge Hospital in St. Louis. Rankin Jordan transitions kids with complex illnesses and injuries from acute care to home. They not only work with the child, but also the families to make the return home possible. Rankin Jordan is the only pediatric bridge hospital in the country using care beyond the bedside to get kids out of their beds and back to living. To learn more about Rankin Jordan, their inpatient and outpatient programs, or to find out how you can give, visit rankinjordan.org.
At Welk Resorts, they offer the ultimate San Diego, Palm Springs, Cabo San Lucas, Lake Tahoe, and Branson vacation experiences with spacious villa-style vacation rentals and premier vacation ownership opportunities. Interval International, a major worldwide vacation exchange organization, has honored Welk Resorts with premier status. Stop by one of their marketing booths located inside the stadium today to secure your discounted getaway package. Welk Resorts.
Hi, I'm Mike Carpenter from the Tay and J Show on ESPN 93.5, and for over 20 years, Simplified Computers has been helping local businesses and nonprofits with their computing and networking needs. Simplified Computers covers everything from servers, network security, cloud-based applications, wireless accessibility, computer support. In short, whatever technical issues your business runs into, the guys at Simplified Computers have seen it, and they can help. Call them at 352-5000. That's 352-5000. Simplified Computers. Simply the best.
When your car breaks down, you realize just how much you need it. And when it breaks down, Beaumont Alignment Plus steps up. For routine maintenance like brakes, oil changes, tune-ups, batteries, and tires, you can count on Beaumont Alignment Plus. Bigger issues including alignment, suspension work, starters, alternators, transmission requires specialists. So get to know Beaumont Alignment Plus for your vehicle repairs. With locations on Bloomington Road and Dennison Drive in Champaign, you're never far from the help you need. It's good to know the quality service is still affordable at Beaumont Alignment Plus.
328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 328-2424. Tapman's Towing. 24 hours every day. Tapman's Towing. We have pull and we're hooked on you. Tapman's Towing.
It was big, huger than huge.
Big would be an understatement. Wow, this is giant.
It's Rosati's Pizza's Big Deal Beginning of the Week sale. This Monday and Tuesday, the big, huge deal is coming your way. Score a 14-inch, 2-topping thin crust pizza with a 2-liter for $17.10. Rosati's continues to celebrate their 10th anniversary with really large, big deals. A 14-inch, 2-topping thin crust pizza with a 2-liter for only $17.10 at Rosati's Pizza. 701 South Gregory and online at myrosatis.com.
Final time, Alex Ferrario with you, our UMB player to bank on for tonight. Matt Carpenter still in the leadoff spot, playing first, a 9-game hitting streak, and he's batting .429. during that stretch. He's doubled in 6 straight games, so hopefully he can keep the offense going forward after that homestand, and hopefully Carlos Martinez can go out there and keep that ace roll rolling this season, looking for his 6th victory of the season. John Rooney and Rick Horton are next. I will talk to you post-game right here. Orioles and Cardinals next on the Cardinals Radio Network.
There's a time for work, there's a time for play, there's a time to do things you don't do every day. There's a place to go for tools and machines and people with knowledge about these things. We've been here since 53 to meet your rental needs. When the time comes, we're the place for everything. Rental City.
Check out the new BMW of Champaign. It's not like the old Twin City. They have new on-site local ownership since 2013, along with a new state-of-the-art facility. With a Customer First Service Award winner for 2015, BMW of Champaign does business your way. Yes, they have tons of cars. Yes, they'll get you what you want. Yes, they discount, deal, and even pick up and deliver. So stop in, ask for Ben, and give BMW of Champaign a look. BMW of Champaign at the corner of Neal and Burwash in Savoy.
Welcome back to How Well Do You Know Your Meat? Now back to the trivia. The freshest meat comes from your local grocery store. True or false?
True.
No. Contestant number 2.
It's false. The freshest meat in town comes from the U of I Meat Sales Room off of Florida Avenue in Urbana.
Yes, that's correct. You're a winner.
For the freshest cuts of meat in town, visit the U of I Meat Sales Room. Open Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 5:30 and Friday from 8 until 1. Just off Florida on South Maryland in Urbana.
You can fly Champaign. You can fly Willard Airport. You can fly Champaign. You can fly. Our airport is your doorway to the sky. So pack your things, spread your wings. You've got business to do. People who expect you. You can fly Champaign. You can fly Willard Airport.
By affiliate AAA insurers.
A swing, and there's a high fly ball. It's a gunner!
St. Louis Cardinal Baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Snooks Delivered. Order groceries online with snooksdelivers.com. By AT&T, mobilizing your world. By Shelter Insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. For your auto, home, life, and renter's insurance needs, we're your shield, we're your shelter. By Explore St. Louis. Learn more about all the great things to do in St. Louis by visiting explorestlouis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Central Missouri's beautiful Lake of the Ozarks. Voted the best recreational lake in the nation. Plan your vacation at funlake.com. By Weekends Only Furniture and Mattress, a proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals. And by Chick-fil-A. Visit them today at any one of their 13 St. Louis area locations. Now, St. Louis Cardinals Baseball.
Welcome to Cardinals Baseball from Camden Yards in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight kicks off a 3-game interleague series between the Redbirds and the Orioles. The Cardinals dropped 3 out of 4 at home, with the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers after sweeping the Phillies in a 3-game set. This is Ricky Horton. I'll be alongside John Rooney from Baltimore. The Orioles have lost 7 of their last 8 games. That came on a 2-city road trip. They were swept by the Yankees, and then they lost 3 out of 4 to the Chicago White Sox. They have played very well at home, however, an overall record of 21-10 here in this hitter's ballpark, Camden Yards. They trail the Yankees by 6.5. They're in 4th place in the AL West. In the last game of the homestand last night, the Cardinals lost 6-4. A late 2-run home run by the left-handed hitting Eric Thames. He's had quite a season for Milwaukee. That was the difference. The good news on the Cardinals side has been the reemergence of Matt Carpenter, who has doubled now in 6 straight games, and he has been very solid in that leadoff spot with Dexter Fowler moving to the 2-hole. They are 1-2 again in the lineup tonight. But first, let's look at our pitching matchup brought to you by Missouri Farmers Care. Join the conversation on how today's food is grown and raised at MissouriFarmersCare.com. The Cardinals go with Carlos Martinez, 25-year-old right-hander. He'll be making start number 14. He was phenomenal his last time out at home on Saturday against the Phillies. 11 strikeouts. He threw a shutout, the first of his professional career. And Martinez's record now stands at 5-5 with an ERA under 3. It's at 2.95. He is making his first appearance against the Orioles. The Orioles go with 26-year-old right-hander Kevin Gausman. He is making start number 15. He was 9-12 a season ago in their rotation. The LSU product was their first-round pick in 2012. He is making his second start in his career against the Cardinals. He lost in August of 2014 here at Camden Yards. He went 5 innings and gave up 3 runs in that contest. His last time out, he had issues with control. He walked 6 batters in his last start against the Yankees. We'll see if that's a factor here tonight. There's your starters, Martinez and Gausman. The lineups for you next.
Guidance, trust, protection, service. It's the mantra of GTPS Insurance. When you work with GTPS, you'll never have to call an 800 number in a different state. You deal with people who live and work in our community and know it's important to your business. GTPS is your local source for business insurance, property, general liability, workers' compensation, and group health insurance, and they'll work with you to formulate the best package for the needs of you and your business. Contact a GTPS insurance agent today at 359-9000 or visit online at gtpsinsurance.com.
The ribeye has the best, the greatest steak in town.
If you're looking for Champaign-Urbana's great steak place, it's the Ribeye Restaurant. Still with their famous salad bar and their delicious seasoned fried shrimp and delicious grilled chicken entrees. The Ribeye Restaurant, 1701 South Neal Street in Champaign. For reservations, call 351-9115.
The ribeye is the best. We're the one, the great one steak place.
Vapors e-cigs thinks it's time for you to take a permanent vacation from smoking. Take a permanent vacation away from cigarettes today. You'll smell better, you'll breathe better, and you'll feel better. Plus, you'll have more money than ever when you choose Vapors e-cigs. Come in today and taste the difference with a premium electronic vape. You can get started for less than a carton of cigarettes. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Vapors e-cigs today. Find them at Champaign across the street from Marketplace Mall at 2 West Main Street in Danville. And follow them on Facebook for great deal offers and giveaways.
You can buy Champaign. You can buy Willard, yeah.